Welcome through the wire.
Through the wire.
We back, full squad. D Mills, welcome back to the show, my guy.
I'm appreciating y'all for letting me back, man.
Yeah.
It was a long
I don't
time
want to be a
coming.
party pooper, but we ain't peeking on because I just did the Through the Wire and I see myself in the red. But yeah, welcome back. I want to put this out there because I think it was some confusion. The butt pad stuff was a joke.
That's great. Yeah, he told me about that when he first walked in.
Let's be real.
It was one of the funniest things I've heard.
You gullible if he ain't know that was like a joke or
I
something.
thought it was like a legit joke, and then I posted the behind the scenes and I looked through the comments and people was like, "Oh man, y'all really got me thinking those was D-Mill's butt pad." Like a lot of comments said that, so I feel like I had to come in there and let it be known.
You should just let it run in the dark, man.
It was packages to shirts that we got.
Shout out
that
to
I just left there. But happy birthday, Mike.
Mikey.
Thank you. Big 26.
Big 26 for Mick Hurd, man. We happy for you.
This your Clinton Pour this year.
Wow.
That was my favorite.
I was looking for somebody.
Here's my gift to you.
What is this?
Here's my gift to you.
Sean Taylor Clinton Pour.
I love the wrapping of it.
Thank you. Talk
Oh man,
to me. Talk to me.
Oh no, Sean Taylor was 21.
Talk to me.
Los
36.
Angeles Bad Boys. Okay.
Show the back, because the front just a
26
Lakers.
in college.
Come on, man.
Eee.
2010, Bad Boys
What
are
was he,
back.
21 in college. I'm tweaking. I just Sean
Shit's
Taylor
cold,
stuff.
boy.
got
I'm be
me
rocking this
distracted.
hard.
Who on the back of that?
D-Fish, Lamar Odom, Kobe Powell. What'd you say?
He said who was on the back.
So I bought that in LA 2 years ago. As you can tell, it's a large or extra large. So I
So
bought it because it was cool
It's
as
big
hell.
on you, but it's gonna be small on
I
him.
never put it on just because it's so
That's a
big
raw
on me.
ass shirt though.
It was that, and I got another one from 2004 that's an extra large. So we'll say that for your 27th birthday.
That's crazy, man. That is so crazy that Mamba is rest in peace.
Yeah,
Damn.
Thank you, KB.
Don't get
of
me up
course,
here
of
crying.
course. And I'm expecting everybody else to bring you your gift at the little shindig.
That's
later.
what I want. That's what I was asking you in the behind the scenes. I never come anywhere. I was raised right, so I never come anywhere empty handed. We always raised right. Anwar brought something when we went to the thing.
I bought an air fryer
You bought
your
the air fryer
house.
and you bought the donuts.
and
That was the
donuts.
most important thing.
Hey, I still have.
You
No, I
brought
think I threw
wine.
it away.
Yeah.
I still had that box for a long time, just chilling in my house.
You probably got the squirt still there, or you drunk all
Yes.
it.
No, I don't drink squirt at all. So
Okay.
it's just silly.
You and me
So-
are different people, my boy.
Not what do you? Not if you. So let me not ask you if you need anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll drink the squirt too.
I mean, could use some paper plates.
Oh, he wants you to go grocery shopping.
I can use, if anything, I can use. I was supposed to get some paper plates out
Wait,
of the
wait,
pot.
wait. You don't have like real plates?
I
It's
do.
just you.
I have like 3 plates.
So why do you need paper plates? You said fuck the environment. Just do your dishes.
He's probably like me.
I mean, but I'm gonna have multiple people
in our
over.
crib, we got everything.
Yeah, I got paper plates. and
I
regular
use
plates.
paper. I use paper forks, plastic fork, plastic spoon.
Paper forks sound ridiculous.
I use plastic cups, and I still find myself doing the dishes.
Yeah.
I'm like, Ari, get you a plastic cup.
No cap.
But yeah, I'm plastic out of this world because I don't
You
know.
gonna have us off this world.
Yeah,
Protect the environment.
that's
do
why
the
you always
dishes.
see me with that big ass water bottle.
Why I gotta do it?
Oh, I've never seen you with
I
a
mean,
water
you-
bottle.
I
Never
don't
seen
bring
you
it.
with
I
a
don't
big
bring
water
it.
bottle.
I don't bring it outside my house.
That's crazy. You don't need it then. You can just drink the water on cup by cup.
Nah,
It's just funny because he said you always see me with
And
it,
I've
but
never
he
seen
said,
him
he
with
said I never bring it outside my house.
I've never
How
seen
would we have ever seen you
No,
with it?
'cause-
Why
no,
is it
because
up to
people always be saying of it when I be on stream.
Why is
I
it
always be sipping out of this big ass water.
Why is it up to me to say the environment when you ain't had the energy for Thomas Jefferson,
Electricity.
What are you talking about?
George Washington? You ain't had the energy for them.
I got different energies for them.
Christopher Columbus.
I don't think they as good as people say they are.
Christopher Columbus.
Fuck him.
You praise him. You used to not.
Well,
you used to not go to school for him.
The one for him, it was fuck school.
But no. Besides paper plates, what you want to be brought, man? Any source of entertainment? Should you want me to bring some type
I was gonna
of car?
say,
I
yeah,
could
you
go
could
to
bring some
Target
games. I was
and find
gonna.
some games. Yeah.
You could bring some games.
You want what liquor you want me to bring for you? I'm personally taking on a challenge of bringing a liquor for Mike. Or matter of fact, I also could, if you would like me to, I can bring the Reposado.
Mm-hmm.
You have ice,
Yeah, I do.
and
I'll
I
probably get
can
another bag,
make
though.
drinks for everybody. I could bring my NutriBullet thing with me. It's very small. It's
It
like
is
small.
small.
Yeah, you just bring it with you.
It's one of the best blenders you probably could get. It's so small and like it's so simple.
Sponsor me and Darrick.
Yeah, we can do it. I got some 1800 at the crib.
Oh, you want to get a little freaky?
I mean, it's just
But
my
Anwar,
freezer.
you don't cut.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You don't cut that anejo. You know the
Oh,
Blancos,
yeah, I
what you
remember
mix
what y'all was
with.
talking
You know
about.
what I'm
Okay,
saying?
bet.
You
We
can
can do
mix with
something like that.
reposado, but you could drink reposado straight too.
Yeah, I should see if I can go take that what's it called? That little Wii thing? What is it called? Where you could do it on the Switch. I should get the Nintendo Switch from my mom's house and play like Mario Kart at my crib or something.
Yeah. If you want the Switch, I can bring a Switch. You don't have to go to your mom's house.
Sure, bring your Switch.
I got a Switch
I forgot
too.
you don't be playing yours.
It's been charging for maybe
But
3
what you
months
got
now.
that make your Switch different than mine? Why can't I plug mine to the TV?
You can.
Oh,
I'm just saying I had a Switch that I could get.
We should have multiple Switches.
yeah.
Have a tournament.
I do got 2 TVs.
And we
What-
got Smash too.
Now,
Right? All right, we spending too much
but
time.
are we,
For real.
but are we saying Nintendo Switch? Because I got other Switches.
Oh,
Boy, it sound like Lil Dirt.
Oh, I ain't got them type of Switches. But anyway, go ahead to your house, Cleepin.
Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, man. We are going on tour, and the first stop is Philadelphia. That is May 19th. The link
That's
is in the
actually coming
description. So it's a couple weeks away. So if you want to pull up, you got it. RSVP. It is completely free. But you need to get your name on that list, because if you're not on that list, I don't think you could get in. We're gonna have a bouncer. This is gonna be Darrick, but
Thanks.
we're gonna have a bouncer, and he
And
gonna
you don't
make
want
sure
to
you're
see
on the
me at
list.
the door.
You definitely don't. I seen that man in a suit yesterday. I was like, "Yep, that's." If he wasn't doing this, he was be doing that right at the door of a club. So leave a like, subscribe, and we can get into some hoop talk. 'Cause
Don't
it's a
make
lot.
that boy mad. He fuck around, put you on some bread. Eat your ass. No. Put your ass between a hoagie and make you a Philly cheesesteak. Let's start from Tuesday. That's the last episode we did was Tuesday. And the Heat were up 1-0. And the Lakers and Warriors were kickstarting their series. So that's where we left off at. The New York Knicks disappointed the hell out of me. When you hear that another team isn't going to have their best player when they're already down their third best player, as a fan, you start to be like, okay, this could be a game where we can handle our business early and we can get that second unit going. We can give maybe 29 minutes, 30 minutes to Emmanuel quickly and have him start to get a rhythm. You know what I mean? We may can see some bench pieces really play, and we can let Brunson and Randall relax. But no, we only won by 6. We let Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, and company push us to have to really, really grind this game out. So credit to the Miami Heat.
It was that zone. I feel like that zone just always just muck shit up for teams, and
It definitely slows the game
Yeah.
down, but I'm so surprised that we really struggle with it, because they did it in game 1 as well. Because I feel like we have decent guys who can get in the middle of that and make a mid-range jumper or attack and lob it to Mitchell. So
in game 1, I was disappointed in them. When Jimmy was hurt, I feel like they didn't attack him. I was so disappointed in that, because like when a guy's hobbled and he doesn't want to come off the court, not that it's dirty or nothing, but make his ass play defense. And they didn't do that. And they ended up losing the game. And I was like, damn, y'all really just let a man with one bad ankle just play high in the corner. That's
I agree.
yeah.
And it's especially weird because hunting mismatches is like what the playoffs is.
Yeah, it's the key of the game.
It's the whole thing. That's the whole playoff offense for every single team. Hunt mismatches. So let's go get Jalen Brunson. Let's go get Darius guard. Like, the smaller guards is always the guy. But I guess because Jimmy's not small, that they like, we'd rather just play straight up. I don't know. I don't know.
Too much integrity for me, because I would have made him just play on it and make it swell up.
And
Just for that alone.
And then game 2 is just like the Heat, I give them a lot of credit because they just found a way to just stuck around. Whether you said it was like Gabe Vincent or whoever hitting shots, they just always just kept fighting and just kept them in the game. And yes, they were missing Jimmy Butler, but that just showed like the fight that they have. And like you said, that type of game made you upset because this is a game we're supposed to slaughter them. You're missing your star player. Bam is having a tough game. That's the type of games that you like. We need to put our foot on their neck.
And that way, a guy like Julius Randle coming off of the ankle injury, you can let him you know what I mean? It's kind of like a little free day or whatnot. And that Caleb Martin card is from that game.
Really?
The one that was dunking.
Hey, bro, he yammed on somebody. And I was just like, wow, bro.
But the Knicks play today. I'm so mad because I was so convinced that they played yesterday. I told Terrence,
Bro,
like,
they play. What was it? A 3-day break?
played
No.
Tuesday and then
Yeah, so
Wednesday,
it's
Thursday, Friday.
4-day break.
Basically, 3
That's
4
not
days.
good for the Knicks.
Jimmy Butler then got like 4 days of
He got some good
rehabilitation.
rest.
I don't give a fuck what he got because I want him to be there and I want him to be healthy and I want us to still be able to win.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of getting.
That is like the easy way out.
Yeah. You feel me? Because it don't really give you the full grasp of where your team is at. You know what I mean? That's how teams get false hope, make dumbass trades. You know what I mean? Because you take advantage of a couple series and it's like, oh man, we one piece away, and you invest your future into that one piece just to come to find out you actually wasn't that good. They were just hurt like a motherfucker. So
we
He could be
looking
riding
at
that wave?
who we looking at when we say that? We looking at you, Atlanta.
yeah,
we
Atlanta
looking
had
at
the
you,
mishap.
Dallas.
Could the Heat be riding that wave from the first round, upsetting the Bucks?
Nah, because they were there last year, so I can't call it being fake.
And they were also down Tyler Hero.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Mhm.
They were down Tyler
They've
Hero.
been consistently good, other than the 1 year where they got beat the hell out of by Milwaukee.
But Julius Randle
And they
looked
had
like
no
he
power
was.
forward.
Julius Randle looked like he was getting back to where he needed to be, though.
There's a
I
very
seen
good
him make a
Julius
lot of
Randle.
good like passes out of a trap.
Yes.
Where it was just like, skip pass, whatever that was right on the money. So he looked good. He looked good being aggressive.
He made me happy because I talked about that part of his game being underrated, the pass, and I'm gonna ride the wave out. But man, I tell you, as a guy who's a fan, I'm always unbiased. Not always, but I try my best to be unbiased.
Mhm.
And if I was a fan of any other team playing against the Knicks, I would be so mad with some of the shots I see Randall makes. He made some threes against the Heat, and I was like,
Would you
that
rather
went
be mad
in.
at that,
Yeah.
or would you be mad? Would you be mad at the fact that like, damn, now RJ Barrett taking off for them?
No, because I mean, RJ Barrett. The crazy thing about RJ Barrett is, they said him and Drew Hanlon, his trainer, they just made a tweak to his jump shot, and it looks like that's all it was. He's just making open shots. He's getting.
He was
in
taking
the-
advantage for sure.
Yeah, he gets swing passes to the wings for the three, and he makes them. And I think that gets him in the groove, and then he starts to make his little floater mid range. But I think it start with him making open shots, and that's why it's kind of frustrating when he's having his down parts, because Brunson and Randall create so much attention, and Mitchell Robinson is starting to create attention for himself because you have to box him out.
Right.
That it's like RJ is going to get some solid good looks, and when he's not making them, and he has those stretches where it's like, oh, he made 2 threes in the last 7 games, whatever. It's just like a lot of those shots are just open.
I've been kind of disappointed in Mitchell Robinson so far this series.
He's foul trouble.
Based on how dominant he was in the first series. I mean, I guess we can all expect it not to be sustainable because, again, he was like one of the best bigs in basketball for 5 games.
Facts.
But it hasn't been the same impact. And, of course, different teams, so different schemes that you're playing up against. He just hasn't had nearly the same impact that he did in the last series, but we only seen 2 games so far. So maybe tonight is the night that he gets back to that.
Shout out to Josh Hart, though. He's been very consistent.
Saw a report that he's expected to be back next season, which
I don't blame him.
Makes a
music
lot
to
of sense.
ears to like Knicks fans, I would
And
assume.
he's knocking down a 3-ball. Like, he's shooting the ball so good, which is crazy.
we talked about. We was like, once he got traded from Portland, he's about
He's
to
gonna
start making
shooting
threes.
the ball. It was just, I think it's just something about Portland, man. The guys probably doesn't want to be there.
I'm-
Norman Powell did it too. He was struggling with the Blazers. He left, and then he started killing with the Clippers.
It's always interesting to see like what players have the respect of the opposing coach when it comes to jump shooting because they just let
They're
Josh
just
Hart
letting
shoot.
Josh Hart shoot.
And he hit some clutch
He's
ones in
he's
games,
been
too.
hitting them, but they
He hit
just
2
let him
late
shoot.
threes late in that game because they was leaving him open. And it's like
I think the perfect series when you think about that is the Lakers series, which we'll get to, or the Warriors series. I don't know. Where like they're at any time there's like 7 people that the other team doesn't care about. It's like we care about Clay, we care about Steph, and then for the Lakers, we don't care about nobody else. Even Wiggins is not even getting guarded. And on the Lakers side, they're not even guarding LeBron anymore.
And I like it because I'm the same way as a coach. That would be my philosophy. Like I know it's two totally different things. But even when me and Mike were just playing a game yesterday on my team, it's like he had certain guys that I'm like, go ahead. Just I'm doubling him because I'm just okay with that guy having a wide open shot because it's like if that's how Mike is gonna beat me with, I don't even remember who he had on his team, but it's like I just don't want Luka to take off because I know if Luka gets going, Mike got that shot down pat. I'd rather him shoot with a guy that I kind of see him not overly searching for his shot, and I think it's the same like with the Heat. Let's focus on Jimmy, and like I'll live with Kevin Love. If Kevin
Yeah.
Love has like a game where he makes 8 threes and they win, I just got to tip my hat off. If Caleb Martin is going to make 6 threes, I just got to tip my hat off. But what we not going to have is Jimmy Butler scoring 56 and 42 and all of that, because then it's like, even them, they're doing it to us. They're living with RJ, but they're kind of like, let's see how long you keep that up, RJ. But we're not letting Brunson get into that paint and do turnaround jumpers and post up Gabe Vincent and have his way. We're not going to do that, but we'll see how long Julius Randle is going to knock down threes and Josh Hart. And I kind of respect that way, because teams are so adamant on getting those 3-point shots. We saw Joe Mazzulla. He didn't had a whole fucking meltdown because they didn't shoot enough for him. And it's just like, that's what most teams are trying to do. 2 feet in the paint to create kickouts to get threes. And if you find guys on the opposing team who you are willing to live with, you take that.
And it's kind of like a mental thing too. If you're a guy that's just being left open, it kind of fucks with you mentally too.
Tell me about
like,
it.
You just can't. I don't know. It's something about being just left open that it's gonna affect you as a human. You just like,
It's
damn.
the harder shot, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's not, but at the same time, like that shot, it's got a little bit more pressure than like somebody's closing out
for
on
sure.
you. Just
Yeah,
those
because
open
you
shots.
know, if you know that the scheme is to let you shoot, and the more you miss, the more they double down on it, and the more you're pressing forward, and the less trust you feel your teammates is having in you, the less you're trusting yourself, and then it just starts to turn into a whole ordeal. Now you pass up. Now you're overthinking. You pass up one, you try to drive, and now it's a charge, and
Harden
everybody
passed up one last night that I don't know if many people are talking about. Where was it like a?
Yeah, like
it was,
three
it was a
plays like
but it was
that.
strictly a layup. It wasn't even a 3. He got to the basket, could
Right
have
at the front of the rim.
right at the front of the rim, passed
And
it up.
yeah, that was a terrible turnover.
And I think
If
that
it was Ben Simmons, it'd be on a newspaper.
it would have
I'm
been.
joking.
No,
joking.
it was
I'm
though.
joking,
I think
though.
that if it was game 6 or game 7, then yeah. But like, Doris Burke was going at it. You know, Doris Burke was like, "What is it?" You know, she made the point. But yeah, it is a mental game. It is a mental game. Because even if that person that is left over hits 5, it ain't like that. Whew, next game they gonna guard me, so I ain't got to worry about it. Because I'm sure most coaches be like, "He ain't doing it again.
Right.
Leave him open still."
See, that's why I think the playoffs be so interesting, because it's that chess game. It's that constant chess game. And even I think it was like this one, the playing was starting. Eric Spoelstra was talking about it. He's like, man, I love these scenarios. Like playing is like the best situation that could have happened to the NBA, because it's just it forces it like forces those type of situations and like pressure on you. And he said he loves it, and so like that's that constant back and forth. I think we've seen in a lot of series where it's just like. I think we kind of seen the Warriors series too with Warriors Kings, where it's like, okay, out of nowhere, let's play Terrence Davis and see what it's just like these different moves that you just have to try.
One of the best examples of us talking about this is a series we'll get to also, the Suns and the Nuggets.
Terrence Ross and T.J. Warren finally played.
Yeah, they're
minutes
finally
yesterday.
playing minutes.
For real. And in
Because
the
fucking
first two,
Ayton can't do shit.
Oh, I cannot wait to talk about DeAndre Ayton, bro.
in the first 2 games though,
Dominating?
Dominating the Call of Duty lobbies, maybe.
the Nuggets was just like, hey, if your name ain't Devin Booker or Kevin Durant, let's see you shoot. Chris Paul, have your way. Who else was playing for them?
Campaign.
I'm thinking
Will
somebody. Oh, Josh Okogie.
Yeah.
Whoever that wing is that day. It was Ish
Yeah.
Wainwright for a little bit. He ain't even play yesterday.
Shoot the ball. Have at it. It is like we hedging and we switching if it ain't Jokic, and then the rest of y'all got to make shots. Because as you see, when Booker and Durant score 86,
Which is they had to score 86. Man,
But
that's
you
just,
like,
it
you
feels
could just look at the box score and just be like, this is disgusting. You have 2 players in double figures.
that was my team.
It really
That was my team.
Yeah.
Where it's just like you have 2 OP dark matters just killing,
And Devin Booker came up and gave 5 runs.
Oh,
It's
come on,
been
man.
ridiculous, bro.
Him and Jamal Murray started the game out pretty good.
The best player in the playoffs.
And like you could tell he had
Outside of Jimmy, I would
that
say.
sense of urgency,
Jimmy,
like right out the gate. And Kevin Durant, he tried to get going. He started off slow, but he literally had no other choice. Like
I
it's
like
Kevin
what
Durant
KD
and
did
Devin
though.
Booker.
Like his shot wasn't falling, so he just kept
to the
getting
free
to the
throw line.
basket
He kept
and get to the
getting
free
to
throw
the
line.
Yep.
And
I liked how they was like even off the misses or just misses and makes. They were trying to get to the basket, or they were trying to use that time and that transition to get to the basket.
yeah.
It felt like
I liked it for the Nuggets.
Book put up 47, 8 and 10 with 2 steals, and only had some free throws because it was the end of the game and he got fouled. So he would have had like, I think the stat was the most points in the playoff game without a free throw attempt, which is ridiculous. I mean, just mid-range jump shot here, pull up 3-pointer there, off glass, trick shot. Like he was doing everything. And again, the defense has been good too. Like Booker as a defender has been I wouldn't put the word elite on it, but like way better than you anticipated
Mhm.
for Devin Booker. Because I don't think he doesn't get the name two-way
KB,
when he's working his way to being two-way.
it's been a little bit elite.
No, I agree, but I think that
You said you ain't want to put elite out there. I think it has been.
yeah.
I think it kind of
Man,
has
I'm
been.
thinking about another.
When you think about a guy, the reason I'm saying it's elite, when you think about a guy who's exerting as much energy as he is on the offensive end, you can't imagine him to literally lock somebody down. But the way he is playing, taking the charges, like
He took a charge.
I was
with 4
no that
fouls, and I was
charge.
like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
No, that charge was amazing. The one he
like that
took.
to me is elite. When you're able to do that and still have the input you're having offensively, that's kind of crazy because not a lot of the elite defenders are doing that because they don't have to use that much energy on offense. So I put him in an elite tier. Who did they play in the first round?
They played
the Clippers.
The Clippers.
He
yeah.
was fantastic in that
Definitely
series
was.
too.
Yeah. He was guarding Russ. Russ
Even-
was still getting his though.
Even there's just intangible players that may not necessarily be guarding a guy. It's just extra effort type of plays. He was making it happen a lot.
Book is diving out of bounds for loose balls. He doing all the extra stuff, and then also putting up almost 50
As
in
soon as y'all
a
said
must-win game.
Elite defense though. I thought about Aaron Gordon, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He's been
Oh,
so
Aaron Gordon has
amazing.
been like so great on
He's
KD.
been amazing.
I hate to be this guy.
You've been chatting about him.
This dude, man. This dude, Aaron Gordon. He is the best non-all-star player in the league. I said it months ago. I'm doubling down.
Ooh.
This dude is amazing. And I'm glad he's being able to be put on the
Over
stage.
Jamal Murray. Because
Over Jamal Murray.
Mm.
Over Jamal Murray.
I don't know about that, but it's kind of hard to deny because he just does all the other shit that just like you need by Jokic.
Non-box score stuff.
And I will say this. If you want to have anybody who's disagreeing with the Jamal Murray thing because they want to put in,
Like the stats
shit,
wise.
I'll let you have that. If you're just talking about game by game, but I'm talking about for the Denver Nuggets to be the team that
It's a
they
perfect
need to be.
acquisition.
He is that. You know,
But
He's
he,
a Swiss Army knife. He's that perfect 4 to have next to
Yeah.
Jokic.
Yes,
who
they
can do all
need-
the dirty work.
they need that.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray, they need 2. Don't get me wrong, they need 2, but
Yeah.
they can't get where they're trying to go without an Aaron Gordon.
And that's
type
the
player.
best part though, because I feel like both of them, I feel like their chemistry for Aaron Gordon, I'm talking about Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray, their chemistry with Jokic, it looks on point.
And MPJ.
MPJ too. Because, you talk about like the 2-man game with Jamal Murray and Jokic looking real good. I've seen so many times where it's Jamal Murray too. It's just simple catch. Jokic catches the ball, backdoor immediately. You know how many layups you're going to get and how many free throws attempts you're going to get just for cutting hard with Jokic?
For real.
It's just like they just know. They just know.
Aaron Gordon is the best non-all-star player that's kind of in his lane, I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want people to start taking that like, man, Evan Mobley made it all-star.
Anthony Edwards ain't made one.
Oh,
Yes, he did.
But you know, those up-and-coming stars.
Nah,
right?
I get
Yeah.
completely what you're saying.
He's the best role player,
if there was any, so you're a role player in the NBA.
non-all-star role player.
Is there any person to play with better than Jokic in the league? If you are a role player,
Probably not, because Jokic, he has those games where he's literally just facilitating. And like he's that star that's even when he is facilitating, still just gonna get all the attention.
I'm just thinking
Like
about
you're
like
just gonna eat regardless. I feel like
What type of role player am I, KB? Or am I Aaron Gordon?
you could be
I
Aaron
wouldn't mind
Gordon, you
playing
could be
with Stephen Curry.
KCP, you
I
could
feel like
be
Stephen Curry is also a guy I would love to play with.
okay.
If I was a role player.
I can see that,
The
but also I feel
gravity
like
for sure.
there's a shorter leash with what the Warriors do opposed to like the Denver Nuggets,
I
where
feel
like
that's for
Christian Brown
young, I
is
feel like
like
that's for young guys, but not for. Are you saying young guys?
and,
like-
No,
just
he's
in
just
I
talking
general.
feel
about
like any
a
role
role
player,
player.
a lot of role players can go into the Warrior system.
I don't know because we saw Kelly Oubre, D'Angelo Russell, they both failed in that system just because of the,
But they were
the
young
IQ.
though. I feel like young players probably take a while to like really acclimate into that. But I think like an Aaron Gordon, if he goes to the Warriors, Aaron Gordon can still thrive in the Warrior system.
Mm-hmm.
Like it won't be that much of an issue.
And it's crazy because a lot of the players I think about, they're just point guards because they find you, but that's what Jokic is, honestly.
Yeah.
He's literally a point guard. A lot of times you see Jamal Murray give him the ball to bring up the court so he can get them
also
into
say
the action.
Tyrese Halliburton. Is he considered?
But even
I
then,
would
I
love
feel
to-
like it's
I
the
would love to
same
play with
reasons,
Tyrese
though.
as
It's just because
well.
they're going to get you open looks. And
Yeah.
I
if
would
you
rather play
think
with
about it,
Jokic.
Jokic is,
Yeah.
there's nobody better who's going to like take away defense from like a gravity perspective or just like draw attention than Jokic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Steph
say.
Curry or Jokic.
I would say.
And he also dominates the glass too, which I think is just an underrated just aspect in terms of just like dominating the game and just being, winning that game too. In general, just being able to control the glass.
If I'm a role player, the best player for me to play with is Jokic. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you said anybody, you could be KCP, Aaron Gordon. all of those guys.
They were fit, right? They would just fit right there. Don't matter.
We all fit with Jokic. And then I'm thinking about other guys who I like, but it's like, if I'm a role player, don't want to play with Luka, he's pound pounder. Don't want to play with Bron, he's pound pounder. I got to change all of these things to compliment Bron. Even with Steph Curry, I got to cover up a lot for Steph Curry at times. Jokic, you got to cover up some shit for him too, but it's just like, I do like the Steph Curry argument, though, because if you are a role player and you can fit in and you can buy in and learn the system, you can definitely eat off it.
Yeah, we saw Dante's doing it.
Gary Payton.
Yeah.
Kevon Looney's like the perfect.
Kevon Looney, yeah.
Gary Payton didn't really have a career before the Warriors. Kind of bounced around and was trying to hang on, and he went there and was able to.
They wrote a column. He had applied to be like the video manager for the Warriors. Like he wasn't even thinking about an NBA career anymore. And then they brought him in for a workout, and he made the team.
Sean Livingston come in and just fucking win multiple championships and look like a dog. Like,
can we talk about Aiden though, since we on this series?
Let's get to Aiden.
Because first of all, his team had a home game. We talked KD and Book, absolutely ridiculous. They had 86, and if you add DeAndre Ayton to the pile, they had 90 points, all three of them. And then they won this game. Jacques Landale gave them great minutes off the bench. And instead of being in the, our series is alive, because again, you go down 0-3, you fucking lost the series. That's the end of the series.
Which is what Malone told his players.
And if instead of being like, yes, we live to see another day, we got a fighting chance, it's moping. It's being upset in the huddles. And it's not showing up to post-game interviews. And it's like the amount of selfishness in that is ridiculous to me. Now I understand being upset because you are a guy that they pay max money to. You're human at the end of the day. You want to hoop. I understand that. But to not be able to take your personal self out of the situation and look at it from a broader view is a terrible mindset. Yeah. If you lose this game, the season is over. Yeah. And in this specific game, Jacques Landale was the better option.
He was.
Because he hustles.
Bro,
he cares. It seems like
damn near felt like he didn't show up to the game last night.
Bro, you remember we all the Discord yesterday, but we weren't talking. Like everybody was doing their own thing. I'm watching the game, and I unmuted my mic just to say, DeAndre Ayton ass is weak because he missed that layup at the rim.
Yeah. And not even talking to each other. I'm pretty sure we all said that at one point. Like, man, DeAndre Ayton sucks.
I don't see it no more.
You know what? I'm now tapering my expectations for him.
Yeah, a lot.
It has to. And I don't want to go full throttle on him. And the reason I don't want to go full throttle on him.
2 years ago, he was amazing against the Pelicans.
He was. And the reason I don't want to go full throttle on him is because, like you said, you taper the expectation. Last postseason and last year, I doubted the Suns the whole way through. Y'all looked at me crazy. They was one of the best teams, if not the best team. NBA said they're not a contender. And part of the reason was because of his ass. I just can't buy in. Now they have they have Kevin Durant, which is a huge difference in Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, with all due respect. When you have a healthy Chris Paul, it's like, you don't really have to expect much from Aiden. But I mean, the shit that he's giving you in this fucking series is less than what I was even tapering my expectation. And then when KB, I didn't even know that about the post game. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna be honest with everybody in here, because anytime that I do something right, or even the Aaron Gordon thing, how I was quick to say, man, see, I was wrong. This series has been boring to me. So this is the one series where I haven't really seen post-game interview. I heard Mike Malone's. I might hear Monty, because once the game is over, I'm still watching the game. So I see Kevin Durant's post-game with Shaq and them and all of that shit. But I don't go out my way to go hear what Aiden has to say.
No,
I don't know that he's missing.
I've been finding this series more entertaining than some of the other ones. Like,
this is my least. What series is least entertaining than this one? Because
Philly,
this comes on late. So by the time yesterday, Mike says, AP, after this game, we should play. I said, Mike, we can play now during the game, because when this is over, I'm out.
I feel like during the Philly game, I was falling more asleep, and then like the Suns game, I was up for it. Like I was like, this is kind of more so back and forth.
Okay. So I mean, last night's game had that moment, but the first two games that was really missing.
Yeah.
And I will admit, I started cooking my pizza during that Celtics game. It got to a point where I was like, all right, I did the dishes, I put my pizza in the oven, I took my clothes out the dryer. It definitely was a little bit of a turn of my back to it, but
so Monty Williams addressed playing Jacques Landale instead of DeAndre Ayton late, saying Ayton wasn't having his best game, but praised Landale's energy and running the floor and open lanes for his teammates. And then DeAndre Ayton exited the arena before the Suns locker room opened to media, Monty Williams gave high praise to Jock Landale's effort again.
He
So,
did.
He also gave. He also did-
DeAndre Ayton ignored Chris Paul on 2 high fives after a deep. You remember they opened up the third quarter, I think it was, on a nice run when they were down or whatever. You know, the Nuggets called timeout. Boom, boom, boom. Chris Paul, you know, sideline trying to be extra as he always is. Try to dap up DeAndre Ayton. Don't touch me,
It
bro.
don't surprise me though, because I don't know DeAndre Ayton to a personal level as a person, so nothing that I'm saying is. I'm not trying to down his character, but based off of how I see him perform and how I play and how he plays, it doesn't surprise me that he would not shake his teammate hands or he believed that he plays soft, so it feels like he would be.
Bro, and
that's crazy because Chris Paul's the guy that I remember hearing him say, "Hey, big fella, we gonna get you paid." So like Chris Paul's like on Aiden's side, like he wants to. Help
and I think you need those type of things, and this is totally different players though. But there was a time where I feel like this was when Kevin Durant started the game off like 1 for 8, 1 for 7 or whatever. And he just missed a layup like a bunny. And he put his head down for a second. And D-Book went right up to him. He like picked him up. He's like, nah, like, come on, bro.
On
Like,
some Moses Brown shit.
Yeah, and I think it's just like you need those type of moments, especially from like your point guard.
Hands.
Yes.
Jalen Hands.
You need that because it's like we still in this. Like we
Yeah,
still
for sure.
believe in you. It's just that extra pat in the back.
Kevin Durant said in his post-game interview, "I'm looking forward to a big game from him next game."
And that's all there is.
You gotta lie.
And you know what's
don't gotta
crazy?
lie, Kevin.
The key word from that Monty Williams post
Effort.
is
Hustle.
effort, energy, because that's all it was. Jack
all it is.
Landale came into the game with immediate energy.
He was also
He picked
doing
up like 2
something-
fouls quick as hell,
was
but
doing
he
something
came in with
defensively,
energy.
too. I forget what he was doing defensively. It might have been hedging.
Mm-hmm.
But Monty Williams going into the fourth said it like, yeah, Jock Landale's been doing this. He was doing a good job at blah, blah, blah. We need Aiden to be better at it.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't been doing a good job of it so far. And that type of shit, Aiden be like, I'm going to go so.
I wish that Aiden would just have a sense of like self accountability. It seems like whenever shit don't go his way and like it's his fault, he just kind of just pouts.
Well, he needs to
And
be
I just
traded.
I would. Yeah, I mean, I would not be against that.
Hey,
I
at
don't
this
think-
point, I would.
I don't think he's the
a
center
change
that
of
the
scenery
Suns
could
need
do
in
that.
order
Thank
to
you.
compete. Like at this point, I don't believe in him.
Need or want.
Yeah.
It's clear that they want a Nicholas Claxton. They want a hustle guy who can
shit.
catch a lob and will run the floor. They don't want a guy
love Claxton there.
who has Aaron Gordon playing small ball 5 and I'm taking a turnaround jumper. Like Embiid, Marcus Smart's guarding him and he's taking fall away mid-range shot, whatever. But they don't want that. They would much rather set the screen for Chris Paul, let him get into the penetration and open up the floor, and you either roll or you get this offensive rebound when he kicks it out to Devin Booker. Aiden wants to hit me in my hand, Chris. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to back him down, and I'm going to do this little fall shot. That's not the type of basketball that they're trying to play.
If they lose last night, the conversation is completely different because I think we're talking about, okay, what's next for Aiden and what's next for Chris Paul too. Because I mean, again, he's injured again and he is old as fuck.
He might continue up with Boogie.
Wow.
No, on some real shit. I'm happy for Boogie because I seen a clip.
Yeah.
But it broke my heart, man. I love DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh, I haven't seen a clip. I want to see a
I
clip.
love
He hit
DeMarcus
somebody with a
Cousins.
behind the head down.
And he was having fun. And it
Yeah.
was happy for me to see because I think about guys like him all the time, and I don't know these guys, but like I'm such a fan that I just be wishing him well, and to see him having a good time and buying into it to extend his career, it made me happy. It's the same thing with Carmelo in Game 2 with Kai and his son, and you could see them celebrating when the Knicks were closing it out, and it was just. It's certain guys who you're just a fan of so much, and you don't have no problem letting the world know. Like, man, I love this dude game so much that I'm a fan.
21 and 15 for Boog.
That's how I feel about. I'm like, man, I used to just see him pop up on my timeline at certain times, hooping in the runs, but I'm like, this motherfucker ain't in the league.
And it's crazy because like you can see like Boogie and Dwight Howard like being like solid backup centers. Like they can do that job still. But
I remember Boogie was killing for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
And he just. But I love Boogie, man.
They gave that job to DeAndre Jordan.
And you know what really had me going?
What?
2K had the nerve to drop them cards.
Oh yeah.
He got the cards. I'm
What
like,
team was he on the Kings?
He got one with the Kings and one on the Pelicans. The one with the Kings is the better one, but one with the Pelicans.
Mhm.
Oh man, Boogie.
How many people from the 2018 draft are you taking over DeAndre Ayton?
Talk to me. Well, I'm taking Luka. I'm taking Trae Young.
That's the okay.
I'm taking Jaren Jackson.
Yep.
I'm taking Mo Bamba. I'm joking.
Oh.
I'm joking.
You still got Shea in this draft.
I'm joking. I'm
Shea.
Are you taking
Sure.
Shea? Are you taking Mikal Bridges?
I'm taking Mikal
Is
and
it
Taking
Bamba.
MPJ in this draft?
That's crazy.
Is it MPJ in this draft as well?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, MPJ as well.
You taking MPJ as well? Is that
I
that's
don't know.
that was the boldest
I don't
one.
know.
The other 5, 100%.
I was joking
There's no
about
even
Miles
question.
Bridges. MPJ is tough because he's such a jump shooter. I don't know if I want to take that.
Robert Williams is in this draft class.
I'm taking Robert
Oh
Williams.
yeah, Robert Williams.
I mean, the
At
only
least I
reason
know he
Jalen
finna
Brunson
come
is
with
in
some
this draft
energy.
I'm
class.
taking Jalen Brunson. The only reason I'm not
Mitchell Robinson's in this
I'm
draft
taking
class.
Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is what the Suns want. They want
Yeah.
Claxton. They want Robinson. They want Jared Allen. They want guys who will have 17 rebounds and 4 points if they need it.
Mhm.
Jacques Landale's in this draft class.
I'm taking 8.
That's crazy.
Enough is enough. I'm taking 8.
Yeah.
I love
hilarious.
MPJ. He just shoots so many jumpers. Is Wendell in that draft?
Yes.
Wendell
Yeah.
Carter. The Bulls took him.
I didn't even think of, but would you take him over?
I'm taking Wendell Carter.
I'm gonna take
It's
DeAndre.
close, but
Colin Sexton while we here? No.
oh, Colin
Okay.
Sexton, no.
Absolutely.
Only reason I ask is
Aiden, my brother's trying to go too far with you, big
only
homie.
reason I ask is I saw a tweet yesterday that was like, the Suns are lucky that the Kings took Marvin Bagley because that's the laugh of the draft instead of them picking DeAndre Ayton 1. Especially when you consider Luka was right there. It's right there.
And their coach at the time had a relationship with Luka.
Yeah. And they was like, nah, fuck that.
We didn't give him that much power.
We want to go draft a
We
big.
might
We want to get a
we
center.
might
I
fire
remember
him.
that shit.
We might fire him in 6 months anyway because Devin Booker is on his 9th coach in his 3rd year.
Yeah.
Luka and Devin Booker will be a crazy backcourt together.
I'd rather them beef.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
think
No,
about
yeah.
all the lore that we've got with them going against each
No,
other
yeah, them
now.
going against each other is way more fun. but
Yeah.
It would still be
But I
crazy
feel
to
you.
see them as the backcourt.
Because we might not be having Chris Paul ride Devin Booker wave to that finals.
True.
And Devin Booker might actually have a ring instead of having to have his expectation on that aging guy. I'm joking. I'll just be saying that to mess with KB. Chris Paul, I love you, Cliff. I love you.
So disrespectful.
I
Let's not
love-
forget that every team that he goes to, winning percentage goes up by 30%.
He can't win without losing. I respect it.
Yeah. I'm okay with that being his resume.
No, I love Chris Paul, though. I love Chris Paul. I have a love-hate relationship with Chris Paul, but I love him.
Yeah, I do too.
You do?
I hate the antics, but I love the player.
Yeah.
I hate when we doing all the extra stuff.
Me
Yeah.
too.
I love that he a snitch. I think that's funny. Just
Who
like
was that who snitched yesterday? Oh, Grant Williams.
Grant
Grant
Williams.
Williams, that
Grant
was
Williams was
crazy.
snitching yesterday.
He went out of his way to snitch
Which
on that.
play? Which play?
I think
Didn't
something,
he
he like
kicked the
he
ball?
kicked the ball. He was like, ooh.
But,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it
he-
wasn't like when they talked about it, I thought he like booted it. He just did like a little soccer thing.
Yeah,
and
but,
that's
like,
against the rules, I guess.
The
Can't kick the ball at
funniest,
all?
the funniest shit Chris Paul ever did, and what I love to use on Twitter is when he's fake laughing at Steve Kerr.
Oh yeah, that was
When the Knicks lost or something, and the Miami Heat, no, we won, and Miami people was like, "Oh, referees," and I would just post that like,
He's got too many damn commercials
Well,
now.
I'm sorry.
Too.
Didn't
I love that.
Rondo spit on him?
Rondo. Yeah,
No,
Rondo.
he spit on Rondo, and that's what got him
Yeah,
two
Rondo
pieces.
swung
Oh,
on
okay.
him.
No, okay. I try to remember what happened, but no. So Chris Paul spit on him, and then he two-pieced him up
Yeah, two pieced him up.
yeah.
real quick.
And Brandon Ingram was there. Nipsey was there. Rest
James
in peace.
Harden.
Nipsey was putting up his pants.
You know what that reminds? Bro, have y'all ever seen those photos where it's like no matter what fight going on, it's two of them. It's Russ always be lurking, and it's always Clay, and they always in the background look like they
Russ
ready.
had his hands back.
Oh, yeah.
When Russ had that suit on. What was going on? Russ was lurking like. Also, when
They got him looking like he the what's it called? What's that mascot where it's the
for the McDonald's.
not the McDonald's one per Notre Dame.
Oh, fighting
The Fighting
Irish.
Irish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when he
yeah,
was-
yeah.
And the coach was holding him back.
Isaiah Stewart. Speaking
Oh,
of
that was Isaiah Stewart.
Speaking of Isaiah Stewart, let's dive into the Lakers, man. That's the series I wanted to talk about. Wait, let's get some closure on the Suns. Where do y'all think is gonna happen?
I got the Nuggets.
I got the Nuggets.
I got the
I
Nuggets.
got the Nuggets winning this next game.
I do too. And I just don't see the
The
86 points.
yeah.
I don't think they're finna go on a KD and
Are y'all ready to?
I don't think they're finna go on a LeBron and Kyrie type run and like be so dominant.
Are
I don't
you
see
ready
that
to eat your words if Aiden comes out with 40 and 15?
Absolutely.
happening. Yeah.
Hey, I will
would be
apologize
forced to.
publicly.
I would be forced to, I guess.
I'll say do it again.
But then I could also see him doing that and then coming out and having 4 points and not playing again. So
Yeah, but KD is expecting a big game, so it's gonna happen. You said what'd you say? You don't think they'd go on a Kyrie and LeBron run?
yeah.
They have role players that's pull up at least double-digit points. Kevin Love wasn't going out and getting 8
Yeah.
points. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, TJ Warren had a timely bucket though.
That motherfucker, and tearing somehow on now he just swishing shit. I said he ain't switched that motherfucker rattled it.
The one he just clanked the shot right before that.
And then they showed fans. They were like, oh, they were so like just happy that fell in. But we could transition. You said the Lakers, right?
Damn, I would talk in that finals that they came back from down 3-1. Do y'all want to guess what Kevin Love averaged?
15.
Anybody else want to take a stab at it?
12.
Anybody else want to take a stab at it?
21.
8 points per game.
Oh,
in a 7
I thought
game
it's higher.
series.
I go
Oh, he
goofy.
played 6 games that series.
Oh, but he rebounded and he played switch defense on Curry.
He
well.
got the stop on Curry.
Yeah.
But he did shoot 36% from the field that series in 20.
They won.
How many rebounds did he
They
average?
won 7.
Oh hell no.
Tristan Thompson averaged 10 and 10. Shout out to Tristan. He might average that the rest of this Lakers series.
Oh, I just forgot all about that shit.
Yeah.
Lakers, man.
You want to start? Well, game 1
Yes.
was a way better game because it was more so the Anthony Davis game that I felt like we needed to see him have, and he did. So it was great to see. But
Let's stay on game 1. Let's stay on game 1.
I felt like it was just back and forth. It was a lot of things that went well for the Lakers in game 1, but it just didn't feel like they could, consistently do that.
Oh really?
I don't just because it's all on Anthony Davis. It's literally on all Anthony Davis, and he hasn't really done that for like 3-4 games straight.
my
It's always
God.
just like on and off, on and off.
They've been calling him every other Davis because he'll have 30 and then he'll have 12 and then he'll have 36 and he'll have
And you
15.
just again, as the farther we go, you just don't have room
Yeah.
for that. Like you need that every other game, and I feel like that's the only thing that's separating him and that Giannis discussion.
Yes.
It's not every game. Every game.
He already missed time, and then when you are playing, you every other day. So yeah, that's gonna take a toll.
But you know what? They said on the broadcast 20 straight games for Anthony Davis. That's like the longest streak since the bubble.
And I'm just gonna look at it in his perspective, and I'm gonna say, thank you, Anthony Davis, for being available. Because on the other side, he could
What's
be like,
available in game
20
2?
games is like you spoke. That's almost expected, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 1/4 of a season.
Yeah.
But the reason I felt indifferent to you, and after the game 1, I was in the game when I was laying and I was thinking, I'm like, these fucking Lakers are gonna really make me eat my word. Because remember I said, if the Lakers prove me wrong, I will come on this platform and say I was wrong.
In the Lakers jersey. Can we add that? We get you a Lakers jersey.
If it's who jersey would I want?
Troy Brown Jr.
No,
Tristan Thompson.
no. I need somebody who's gonna be on the team next year.
Austin Reeves.
LeBron.
She's a free agent. Now LeBron's everybody wants.
I need
LeBron
Anthony
jersey.
Davis. I've been hyping this Anthony Davis agenda,
Okay.
and I want it signed.
I said if they win the championship, I get a Darvin Ham jersey.
Good luck
Tell me
finding
two
one of those,
teams-
buddy.
Tell me 2 teams he played for in his career.
I did a video recently where he got drafted to the Bobcats in an expansion draft.
The Pistons.
During that
There you
game, they
go.
played a highlight of him dunking on someone.
I have a fucking shirt
That's one
from
more.
that run, and
I don't know
Darvin
that
Ham is
team.
on the shirt.
The Nuggets.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
I'm sure he played for other teams.
Definitely.
But
I thought Anthony Davis could replicate that just because I think nobody on the Warriors can fuck with him.
mhm.
And I think somebody said on the broadcast, I can't remember, maybe it was Van Gundy, and he was saying that it seems like Anthony Davis has the big game and he comes into the next game knowing he's going to see some different defenses or whatever, and he just kind of folds. Like, oh, I'm just going. And it's like, I respect Draymond. I respect Draymond as a defender. Draymond,
he's giving up like 6-7 inches. Well,
Should-
no, like 5 inches.
he
Kinda.
should not really give a fuck that Draymond's guarding him.
I
Yeah.
think Draymond just gets in his head, honestly. I think that's probably the main reason.
What Draymond do to get in his head?
Draymond just be like the energy and like the tenacious. I feel like Anthony Davis don't be prepared for like that energy that Draymond's gonna bring at him.
But is that getting into his head or is that
I
just
think so.
out physical?
I think that's
I think
It
that
just be looking
physicality also
energy
is
wise.
something that just like he doesn't really want to play
because
with.
I would assume since Anthony Davis has gotten to the NBA, that's been people's approach to him is that I'm going to be physical with him because he came in. If he's always been a thinner guy,
thinner body, yeah.
so I think at this point in his career, somebody physically being physical with him is that getting into his head at this point? Or is he just mailing it in because it's like, oh, they're going to focus on me more?
Either way,
I said Jimmy Butler.
it's so much on him because LeBron had a really good, like, in terms of just scoring the ball and putting the ball in the cup, he had a pretty damn good game for game 2.
He had a good half. He scored 2 points in the second half.
He had to get a half.
Yeah.
But it's just like I need to be able to expect more out of Anthony Davis and expect more out of LeBron at this point in their
I think that
careers.
Draymond Green did an amazing job denying the ball, and when Anthony Davis did get the ball, he pushed him so far away from the basket that it wasn't anything like
significant.
And you know what's
significant.
crazy? And
Steve
that be
Kerr
hurt.
coached his ass off. He made the adjustment. Obviously, Kevon Looney was sick, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't start. But adding JaMychal Green opened the game up for them offensively so much more because you had to pull Anthony Davis, who'd been the most dominant defensive player in basketball. You pulled him away from the rim because when you were running Kevon Looney and you were running Draymond Green together, Anthony Davis can afford to just sit down there. And now it's JaMychal Green who hit some big shots, and now you're like, okay, we actually have to fucking guard him. And it allowed them to get more possessions because Anthony Davis is not sitting in the paint anymore.
Talked about it earlier, KB. JaMychal Green had him on my list. He would have had to make 9 for me to. Anthony Davis, do what you do.
Yeah.
Make 9. Because
Yeah.
his ass had a couple where he was missing. I'm like, oh shit, JaMychal.
I did love the play from Steph. I think Steph may not have had the most like scoring dominant game, but if you look at the way he played and like how he was facilitating and like using his gravity
Yeah,
to like get everybody open and get open shots,
Did
I
y'all-
thought that was amazing.
I see that tweet that had Steph Curry stats, and the last thing it said 21 gravity assists.
yeah, I did see
I saw
that.
that tweet.
But no, on some no bullshit. Like you could definitely see like Lakers had some plans to trap him or try to like also obviously play
Yeah.
tight on him, and he kept finding. He just kept making the right play, and the whole night they were playing like 4-on-3 basketball, or just like they had the advantage numbers. And you see players like Draymond, JaMychal Green have open layups all day because
you
there's
know
so
what?
much tension.
But
on
you know
them.
it's rigged. They want to see the Lakers and Celtics in the finals.
You sound like a couple people I know. Yeah.
As stupid as it sounds, I think the Lakers played a good defensive game. Offensively, they haven't been able to score.
You
That's-
think so?
I
feel
mean,
like they
as
like
good as you could against the. And obviously, they
Okay.
lost by 1,000 points. And I'm only looking at the first couple quarters because by the fourth quarter, nobody's playing.
Right.
But I think that they played a decent enough game where they could have still walked out of there with a victory if they had any offensive firepower. I mentioned earlier how this is the prime series when it comes to the opposing team not trusting anybody.
Mm-hmm.
No one on the Lakers has earned the trust from Steve Kerr and his guys to contest the three-point shot. Not Austin Reeves, not D'Angelo Russell, not Troy Brown Jr. his 12 minutes, not even Rui Hachimura, who's been shooting the hell out of it. All of his shots are uncontested. Not even LeBron James. They're saying, fuck all of that. We're not going to allow Anthony Davis to give us 30. We're not going to let LeBron James get to the basket. If Bron want to hit 6 threes, we know he was shooting 16% from the three-point line before this game. We'll live with it, and they lived with it, and it won them the game.
And I think they should. I think they're going to continue that because
Yeah.
the Lakers fall victim to it anyway. It's no reason LeBron shouldn't be trying to post up. I'm tired of the settling, and I like the way he started the game. He got to his spots. He hit a couple early. Then he started hitting the threes, and now opens up everything.
He
But
hit
then,
that crazy one.
yes, that's just such.
He was in his
LeBron.
mid-range bag in
Yes,
the first half.
Yes, and he needs to get that. And the closer he gets to the basket, the more unstoppable LeBron James is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing, Anthony Davis. And then I feel like in that third quarter when they came out in the half and they was spanking y'all, why wouldn't you put Rui in real quick? Because he had the first, just off of the first half.
What
No,
part are you asking?
I was about to say because he had that bet going on.
He had a bet going on.
He had a parlay going on. No,
He did one more three.
I agree. And our offensive consistency has always been like it's just inconsistent. Just to
And
put
I
it
think
at
it's
that.
all predicated on how Anthony Davis is playing.
That's a big part of it. But defensively, I just felt like they just got what they wanted in terms of looks for three too. Not only were they getting
Klay
late.
Thompson was ridiculous.
Klay Thompson had a
Klay
ridiculous
Thompson.
game, but I feel like they like the way they run their offense is obviously nobody's guarding Draymond. They don't really pay too much attention. But he does so many dribble handoffs, and Anthony Davis is sagging off. He doesn't get up in time to go contest those or hedge because he's sagging on Draymond
That's
Green.
good coaching. That's how Steve Kerr has
So
always negated the fact that Draymond can't shoot. We're gonna
And
have
that's-
him do a dribble handoff with the best shooter of all time. You have to make a decision.
You have to come up. If you do, then Draymond's gonna cut, and he might make the layup.
Or he might throw the lob
He
to
might-
Wiggins.
He might do. It's a lot of
I'm more
different
expecting him to
options.
make that play.
And he might be the best in the world at that decision.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
gonna go for a layup. I'm gonna kick it here. I'm gonna do whatever. Like he does it in such a split second that it's seamless, and then everybody can't do that.
Yeah, no.
Hey, I'm gonna say another name that come to mind because I've seen that shit a lot. Robert Williams be making a lot of short passes.
He just can't stay on the fucking floor. Even yesterday, he hurt his arm. I mean, like, is he gonna play next game? We don't
For
even
real.
know.
Yeah, he fell in the damn bleachers and
Trying
But
to
either
save
way
a
it
ball.
goes, I think this
Too
is
much hustle.
This is a little challenge for Darvin Ham too, because you need some chess play in this game. You can't just
You know what
outplay
you got to
them.
do?
We talked about it.
What happened?
watching the garbage time of this game was crazy to me. Because you see a guy like Malik Beasley who
That's
can
what I was gonna
offer
say.
oh you what?
Mm-hmm.
Who can offer the shooting. And it's like, how did you get out of the rotation, bro?
You know what
he
it
didn't
is, though?
shoot. He can't. He
It's-
wasn't shooting.
I
the
don't
ball.
even know if it was that more than. Do you trust him going against the
Defenders.
Warriors defensively?
No,
Yeah.
That's
no,
the
and that was the thing is because
But
he.
who are you trusting?
I guess he tried Trey Brown Jr. a little bit more.
Because I talked about that as one of my worries for y'all. That the intricacies to this offense forces you to communicate, and as good as y'all defense has been, y'all always have been poor communicating. LeBron teams are just poor communicating because he don't say shit, and when somebody score, he just look at him.
What happened yesterday, KB? Somebody
an
ran to
offensive
the.
it was an
somebody
offensive
ran to the
rebound.
glass, got an offensive rebound. He's looking around,
And
like,
it was on
box
him,
out,
and he was
box
looking
out.
like this. I think it was Wiggins. Just Wiggins crashed the glass for offensive rebound, and LeBron just looking around and shit.
Mhm.
What
when
about
it was his fault, right?
yeah? What about your guy, Mike? Hold on, let me see if I got this stat.
Austin Reeves.
What about Austin Reeves, man?
He's been
is-
This
struggling.
series is not has been. It hasn't been his series.
Has it been this? It's been a little bit longer than this series.
I
thought
think
he
it's like
played-
the-
I thought
it's
he
since
played
like
really-
game
he
one.
played
I think.
solid against the Grizzlies.
Since this is from Reddit, by the way, Austin Reeves, since declaring himself him in game one, he's been shooting 39% from the field and 29% from three.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. He just been struggling. I
He doing
think
it on
he's
purpose.
had got a lot of good looks that just didn't
He
go
doing it
down.
on purpose so he can stay with y'all.
I still trust in Austin Reeves. I still feel good when he's shooting the ball or just making a play, but I just feel like some whistles haven't gone his way and he just missed some open shots. Really,
Yeah,
He gonna be better at home.
He's also
right?
what? This is year
Role
2.
players do play better at home.
Somebody said that on the broadcast yesterday. Was that Richard Jefferson? I think
so,
Richard
yeah.
Jefferson said it.
I've heard that in the
And
recent
I was
game.
like, oh, I know D Mills watching, but I guess he wasn't. He wasn't watching. He was watching
Somebody
Snowfall.
tweeted me. No, somebody tweeted me the quote. It was like something.
he shut that snowfall
broadcast.
down quick. That's all they was talking about yesterday.
How
or
far
the
are you
other
into
day.
Snowfall?
I just started season 2.
So you got through the first season?
Yeah,
And when did you start?
Like 2 days ago.
yeah, like 2 or 3 days. ago.
Me and him was talking about it. And he calls to me, he says, man, I say, Darrick, you crazy. Like, why? I'm like, Snowfall has been on for 7, 8 years. And you just started. Like a true hype beast. Like all the people that wear dunks, like myself. Dunks been around since we was in Burr Ridge and all type of shit. Never gave a fuck. And all of a sudden, we just dunked out. We just all just dunking. New Balance. There you are, just New Balance crazy. My dad used to wear New Balance to work, and me and my brother used to be like, "You old." Like, but TV is different.
Mike is on it too right now. He started.
I just started Game of Thrones. I just started Game of
That's
Thrones.
even worse though, because Game of
No.
Thrones ended like 2-3 years ago.
That's why it's not worse, because he was asleep, and it's like, you know what? Let me dive in. But it's worse for Darrick because it literally ended. It just ended. And the second thing is, Mike has probably been aware of Game of Thrones. Darrick told me, I'm like, why did it take you so long to watch? He said, I never knew about it.
Oh, no,
He never knew about it.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I knew about Game of Thrones. It was one of the.
It's hard.
I feel
not
like
to.
people
It
have those
ruled
type
the
of
world.
shows or just anything that's like, if something's real hot and you haven't seen it, you're like, I'm just not gonna see it. Like, I don't know what
The
it is.
anti-hype beast.
Yeah, it's that type of. That was me in Game of Thrones. But then I finally got into it because I was like, I need a show to watch, and I know this is like one of the best shows ever. So why not?
I'm right with you. I
You
had
fucking
got
with it
into,
though?
Yeah,
I had gotten into Game
I
of
like
Thrones
sci-fi.
when it was ending. Because when it was so much going on, I'm like, I want to get into this, but I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to get caught up. So I was like, it is what it is.
You know what
I'm
I
gonna watch
did?
it.
After season 7, I started watching it, and it was like, I'm gonna catch up so I can watch season 8 with the world because I knew it was gonna be the last season.
Yeah.
And I did. It took me like maybe 2 weeks. I fucking powered through it.
See, I'm only on like episode 5, and I
Oh,
started.
so you're
like,
not locked in.
I'm
locked
not.
in.
I haven't had my day of locking in
I'm
or
on, like,
whatever.
season-
I've only been getting like an episode or 2 a day in.
I'm on like season 3 because I hop around so much because like I'm watching. Like I'm in the middle of Game of Thrones, but I've been in the middle of that for like years now because I'm also in the middle
See, that sounds like it's gonna be me.
of The Wire. Soprano.
I still need to get back into the wire. I think I need to start season 2.
Soprano. I had watched the whole Sopranos and I had stopped in like the last season, so now I'm rewatching that. I
did that with
Snowfall,
Shameless.
Shameless.
I feel like I started
no,
watching
yeah.
it. I watched it for like 5 seasons and then I stopped, and now I
Same.
feel like, and now I'm like, fuck.
used
I don't
watch
want to
it
go back.
too, though.
Yeah.
Shameless is so good.
But yeah, it
bro.
don't make me
Shameless
want to
was
go
cool.
back. I don't
Yeah.
feel like I missed anything.
Right.
But the reason you're in a tough position is
Shout out to
because
Emily Rosen.
it's
I
still
like
that's
Frank.
the main character.
Mhm.
I hate that the season 2 had started off and she was never mind.
You hated it. Never mind.
You a freak.
She's supposed to be loyal.
She was just at the Knicks game.
Was she?
Oh,
Yeah.
she was. I didn't
They
even
did
know
like
that.
celebrity row and they showed her. Everybody went crazy. Then they showed Axon Bronson and nobody cheered, and I was
He
disappointed.
was over there with the towel on.
Boom, boom,
Crazy.
boom.
That's West Side Gun.
Yeah, no.
You still in the part where it could get spoiled for you. Just like dude yesterday when we was getting fitted, he was so thirsty to talk about it, and I wanted to get more into it, but I knew you was right there. So,
But that was so far away that never mind. Y'all probably would
Oh,
have.
he's
Really
talking about
spoiled
Game
the
of
end.
Thrones.
but
And
also,
Oh yeah,
Pierre
Mike
was just
spoiled
like-
a big part of Game of Thrones.
wasn't
no,
there.
Pierre
Pierre spoiled it
spoiled
for
it.
Mike.
Oh,
we
He
was
was
talking
like-
about it, and it was one thing that I purposely spoiled. That didn't really do, but I wanted to like just fuck with them. And then they kept talking about it, and I accidentally spoiled some shit. We're like,
Luckily, it was a season 1 spoiler, so it's not
Yeah.
that big
it
of a
wasn't
deal.
like the end of the movie.
Yeah,
The show.
yeah.
like one of the main characters dies.
Do it again.
Because
Nah,
Mike
it's-
knows.
Because it could have
we
been
also
somebody. It could have been
Man,
somebody who's like,
and-
maybe I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones
Man,
now, and I was just like,
Well, a main character dies and everything. I didn't say which one. A main character dies, and I said it to Mike, like, man, when blah 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 died, that's when I really got locked in. And they like, bro, I'm like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
But that is the moment that hooked me on too.
You just started Snowfall too, didn't you?
I watched the first episode and fell asleep like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I never picked it up since. And everybody talking about it. I get a little overwhelmed when we get to like I got 8 seasons I gotta watch. I'll be like,
I love when I see I got 8 seasons.
You
to
strike
watch.
me as a Darrick where as soon as it's over, but I feel like you're more aware. So yeah,
yes,
you know
I know about
his ass.
Yeah,
Literally
nah.
is like, I've never even heard of it.
Here's my question though. Can you be mad that somebody spoiled the show for you when it's like, bro, this came out like year,
Yeah, I feel you.
does someone have the right to be mad, or is it like you just?
It's a great
I don't think
question.
you spoiled anything about Game of Thrones, but that was like
Watched all of it.
all of it.
Okay.
That was like years ago.
Your mic is just peaking pretty heavily.
All right,
so either bounce off of it just a little bit.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look good right there.
All right, cool. So that's my question. Can Mike be mad at you for
I
spoiling
don't think
something?
he can. I think if he purposely said, Pierre, don't say nothing, and then Pierre said something.
Okay.
no,
he
I'm not
can't- he
mad.
can't
I'm
be
not
upset.
mad because I feel like it be certain situation where I've seen a movie, or me and Terrence have seen a movie, or a couple people have seen a movie and somebody hasn't. It's just like the movie been out for 3-4 months. If you were gonna see it, you would have been seen it by now.
The only thing that ever
Facts.
frustrates me too, as far as something being spoiled, is like the thing. If I'm watching the show, like for instance, I'm watching Snowfall, and you tell me in season 1,
You finna spoil it right now.
I'm trying to hope that. But if you tell me in season 1,
Blah 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 blah.
what's the main character's name?
Franklin.
Franklin. I'm that show is so done to me that I just forgot Franklin's name.
Crazy.
If you tell me Franklin was gonna get kidnapped and have to sell the drugs, it's not big of a spoiler. I know the show is about selling drugs.
I agree.
Now, if I tell you
That's not that big of a spoiler.
If I tell you in the last season, Franklin's gonna get shot in his fucking head and die, which doesn't happen. But
Right.
if I said like, man, I couldn't believe it ended with Franklin. They threw him out the plane.
Right.
That's the whole show basis.
Yeah.
I would be pissed.
Yeah.
But it's certain things that ain't really much of a spoiler. Hey, man, Darrick, Franklin gonna have some obstacles.
Duh.
Duh. You know what I mean?
It's a drama. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happened.
exactly.
That's
But
why.
it's
If a nigga is standing outside a movie theater and it's one of the most highly anticipated movies that's coming, you know people's coming through, and that nigga standing outside yelling spoilers. Does he deserve to get arrested?
That's a Simpsons
Yes,
beat. That's
he
a
does.
Simpsons
because
thing.
two reasons
He
why.
does.
Two reasons why. A series spoiler is way different than a movie because a movie is a couple hours.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
Everything is right there in that moment. You getting it in that one viewing.
A series you could
Yeah.
forget.
I could tell him something right now he's not gonna remember. I could tell him something. I could tell you something that's gonna happen in season 5 that you're not even gonna remember me
Right.
saying because the character don't even exist yet.
2 weeks from now, with him, a month from now, after he, when he
Literally.
get to season 5, he
I
ain't
can
remembering
talk to
that.
you about characters that don't even exist, so it won't even make sense. That's not spoiling it. In a movie, you're gonna tell me, "Hey, man, just letting
Hey,
you know."
did you see Bel Air?
No.
That's a show he
you
should
know it
watch,
exists?
bro.
Yes.
Okay,
That's a show you should watch too, bro.
that's a good show. Yeah, yeah,
It is.
yeah, yeah.
That shit gonna blow you though, cause he gonna be like playing in a high school game or whatever, and he's gonna have like a layup he's going for, and then all of a sudden he's
He
gonna windmill
dunks.
that bitch.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that clip on it.
But if I told you like, in Fresh Prince, Sarah gonna cheat on him. You don't even know who Sarah is.
I don't.
Right.
And that there is no Sarah in the show, by the way. But I'm just saying.
But you'll do something like that. And you'll see people be like, "Oh, you spoiled it." And they be like, "What did I really spoil though? You just want to be mad just to be mad."
But I do think spoiling a movie is way worse than a TV show.
Way
For
worse.
sure.
Because it's like one sitting, it's right there. We hyping up, we get into this one part, and it's like, yeah, he's not gonna be the father. It's like, oh, what?
It makes the movie anticlimactic at that point. Like, because
Yeah.
it's like the whole story of it is not
It's
like
taking
ended.
you. It's gonna take you 5 seasons to get to that built up of like, ooh, what's what happened?
That'd be a lot of money. Yeah, exactly. They be spending a movie 2 hours. They spend an hour and 45 minutes setting up the little curveball or whatever they gonna do.
Y'all ever seen the movie The Gift?
The gift. They sound
No.
familiar.
Sounds so familiar.
I think so.
Love that movie. I love that movie, and
Ooh, I think-
I love introducing it to people and having them watch because I love to see where they mind at because it's like you don't know what's going on.
I think I know what you're talking about. Was that on
Sounds so
Netflix?
familiar.
I'll tell you. I've seen it in the movies,
Oh shit.
but basically what it is this guy he's starting his family, his girl's pregnant, whatever, and he runs into a guy from high school, and the guy from high school's like, "Oh man, look at KB, you doing good for yourself. This your girl." Blah blah blah. Blah. So yeah, imagine that. Imagine we rewind before Avery is born. KB is doing his thing. Suzanne's pregnant, and he runs into the store at Target, and he sees an old person from high school. One time, and the girl's like, "Who is that?" "Oh, just some
Okay.
dude from high school."
Yeah, I'm with you.
They run into this dude again. A little bit more conversation.
Who's the actor?
I remember this movie. I
Who's
remember
the
this
actor?
movie.
It's
It's
a
Bateman.
very prominent
I
actor.
could tell you.
I'm looking at the cast right
Yeah,
now.
he played in
Jason
Bateman.
No, I think that
And then
Joel or
Edger.
Edgerton, I think is the dude that
that dude ain't really big. It's the dude who played in Arrested Development.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Oh, that's the old TV show used to come on. That's how Jason Bateman
Yeah,
got
it's,
famous.
it's Jason Bateman.
Yeah. That's crazy. You don't know. You've never even heard of Arrested Development?
No, that's
Me
actually
either.
that actually is crazy.
Me either.
I have
For
that.
real?
Crazy.
Because for a lot of
I
people,
don't know
those like
what
The
does.
Office and Arrested Development like are the two workplace comedies that people love.
But
Chris Pratt is in it.
to make a long story short, he ran into this
Aubrey
dude from high
Plaza.
school. He's being real, like what? And the dude is kind of being a little friendly, super friendly, but dude like, man, we ain't even kick it like that. Whole time he used to bully him.
Oh wow.
Oh
But he
wow.
don't remember how bad he used to bully him. And dude kind of doing weird shit, and then he kind of putting pieces of it. His girl don't know that he was a bully. So he ain't telling his girl outright, like, I used to bully him. He's like, oh, some dude from high school. But when a dude being nice, his girl's like, why you acting like that? He's a nice guy. But he whole time like, oh, shit, this nigga, he might be on. But he don't want to tell his girl.
Right.
And so dude, mind fuck him. Start doing shit. Go home. They got a nice ass crib. Pond in the front.
That's exactly what I remember from that movie.
All
Is they
the
had that
fish
nice
dead.
ass crib or whatever.
Bro, fucking Keanu Reeves is in this movie. I do not remember Keanu Reeves being in this movie.
And what?
Why
In
when
The
you're
Gift. He's a side character, apparently. Yeah, I mean, say he in it. I don't.
No.
Is that the original? Did they remake it?
The movie I'm talking about, I think, is just Gift.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not The Gift.
Oh, The Gift? I was like,
Now I'm confused because I know about The Gift, and that's kind of
Oh no, it is The Gift.
yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of the 2020 one. Oh, 2000
No, this
one.
movie
This
came
was
out
a
a couple years ago.
2015 one.
Yeah, 2015 is the
Got
one I
you.
look at. 2015.
Got you.
Yes.
I said a
Rebecca
couple years
Hall,
ago. That
Jason
shit damn
Bateman.
near a decade ago. That shit came out.
Don't do that. Because we
You feel
graduated
old
that
yet?
year. So that mean we've been out for
But
a
it's a
long
movie
time.
that you're gonna have to watch, and you're gonna have to realize what's going on. Everything is like, what's he about to do next? What he about to do next? What he about to do next? And it's like, y'all ain't finna watch this movie, so I'm gonna just say what it is. He does a bunch of shit, and he gets to the point where at the end of the movie, this dude has a question if the kid is his. He goes, he befriends the girlfriend, befriends the family, and this whole time he doing shit and he recording it. He drugged the wife, he recording them on top of the wife, and he gifts him the shit while the girl is delivering a baby. And so now dude is watching, and the baby again got delivered, and he's like, did you rape my girl? And it's just weird. It's just weird. But it's
Right.
like he does all this shit to get him back. I don't think he did it, But he was just like, you used to bully me. And dude didn't even really remember like how, and he didn't really understand. What happened was dude bullied him and started like a rumor and it fucked his life up.
Wow.
Yeah, like fucked it. He like, you didn't even know like that rumor you was saying my dad raped me or some shit like that. And then they took me away from my dad. They put me in here. Like I went through hell. Like he didn't even realize what he had did to this dude.
Wow.
And so this dude came back and kind of fucked back with him. And he ain't, you know what I'm saying? He thought he was just gonna be like, oh, that was little Gordo we used to fuck with. Like, no. You fucked that man life up.
Right.
Wow.
It's a good movie though.
Okay.
Good movie.
Is that your favorite type of like genre or like that
I love
thriller
thrillers.
mystery?
I love
love
psychological
I ain't gonna say
thrillers,
it's my
bro.
favorite type.
Psychological thrillers and
You don't
horrors are
really
best.
know what the ending it like.
It
It
ain't
kind
my
of takes
favorite
you
type,
around.
but I do like watching it with people to see to be
Okay.
like on edge. Like
It's that or either
I like watching
rom-coms.
movies. I like watching movies with
rom-coms, too.
people
How
to
to
talk
Lose a
shit
Guy-
about
I
it.
love a good rom
How to
com.
Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
50 First Dates.
Hitch.
Hitch.
great.
What?
Hitch is-
I got
Hitch is
I got so many
Niggas
bars.
love rom coms.
They're good.
Love a rom com.
I can't stand the
13 going on 30.
It'll make me laugh,
13
but I
going
can't
on
stand
30
it.
is a classic.
Devil Wears Prada.
Devil Wears Prada is probably like top 3 movies
never
for me
seen that
all
movie.
time.
What?
Devil Wears Prada.
Really?
It's a good.
Hey,
These movies.
let me tell you, there's this one scene in the movie is gonna make you think about you. She just went off on this girl, right? And then she says, "Oh, and one more thing," and she looked down at her shoes, and then she looked back up at her, and she said, "That's all," and sends her off. When you had all 6 of them reds on that one day, all somebody had to do, one more
Niggas
thing,
just
like,
be adding another color of red every time.
These are good movies to have, especially for a guy like you in your bachelor phase. Girl come over. Cause you into that horror shit. Every girl ain't wanna watch that bullshit. You throwing the devil?
Kissing while Jason murdering people and stuff.
no, we not,
First of all,
we not doing
first
that.
of all,
You throwing
niggas don't know
Devil
what I do when I got somebody else.
You throwing Devil Wears Prada? It's a
Over with.
wrap. You
Over
throwing,
with.
You throwing How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Over
who was
with.
that? Kay Hudson?
Yep, Kay
Kay
Hudson
Hudson and Matthew McConaughey.
and Matthew McConaughey.
Oh man.
Over with.
Because
All
that
right.
um
Come
what's
on
the,
now.
What's the one
Come on now.
what's the one with is it Friends with Benefits?
Ashton Kutcher?
Yeah,
And Mila Kunis?
No. It ain't Ash. It's Justin Timberlake.
Oh yeah, that's Justin
Wait, is
Timberlake.
it called Friends with Benefits?
Yeah, Friends with Benefits. Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis.
You seen that, Mike?
Was that in the movie? Say the movie again?
Friends with Benefits.
No.
These are movies where you sit with your girl, you chill, you watch, and you can, and
Yes.
you ain't miss much of the movie.
Right.
Nah, I'd rather watch like fucking Love Don't Cost a Thing or something like that. My type of movie.
Holy.
And that movie
Isn't that
long
Kevin
as
Hart?
shit. Oh no, you
Whoa.
was
Wait,
no,
whoa.
Oh, wait, no.
He was
thinking-
crazy.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Don't say
crazier.
nothing.
How
Don't
am I
say
crazy?
nothing.
That's one of
Because
my. I like that movie.
No, I'm not saying it's no.
Wait, what
He
rom-com
just
am I
took
thinking of
the
Kevin
energy away
Hart?
from you, and now it's on him.
I want you to say what
No.
you said.
I like the movie Love Don't Cost a Thing, or just
What
movies
is
in that
Love Don't
nature.
Cost a Thing?
I think I'm thinking of a wrong movie.
You are
Yeah,
thinking
yes,
wrong
you
movie.
are.
You didn't tell by our reaction.
I don't know. I don't know
Nick
what I'm thinking
Cannon,
of.
Christina Milian.
I don't remember.
Do you know who Nick Cannon is?
Yes.
What
Ain't
is it?
wilding out.
Okay.
I'm probably just not remembering the movie right.
Okay.
I don't know what Kevin Hart movie I'm thinking
I don't
of.
even think Kevin Hart was popping around.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's
either. I
way
think that movie was
before
like in
Kevin
2000.
That's when Kevin Love was in the Soul Plane era.
Kevin Hart.
You just made me do
No,
it.
I
You
don't
said
know.
Kevin Love.
I'm Love Don't Cost a Thing is that can play that.
Man, listen,
that can play that role.
If Dana told me, "Man, we should just chill tonight and watch a movie," that's one of the last fucking movies I'm putting on Baby Boy before.
It was
I
in
put on that.
2003 that movie was released.
You ever seen Baby Boy?
I
no,
love
I haven't
Baby
seen
Boy.
Baby Boy.
You haven't seen Baby Boy?
No, I haven't.
And you crazy. If I'm saying you haven't seen some shit, then you know, it's crazy.
Mike is the one making fun of you
Here's
for
the
not seeing
thing.
something?
Here's the thing. Is it rated R?
I would assume so. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't allowed to watch rated R movies as a kid.
So how did you? Is Hitch PG-13?
His is
Yes.
PG-13. My mom was when I watched PG-13 movies, she would like do the eye thing if there was like some kind of scene.
If
or
there was like
whatever.
a sex scene, maybe my mom might
My
do
mom
that
would do
type
that
of
too.
shit.
But like no, like Training Day, like there's so many Denzel.
You want to go to jail or you want to go home?
I had now that one I really really wanted to see, so I made an effort to watch it. But there's so many
Oh,
like
JD.
classic, like y'all gonna lose it. I haven't seen any Fridays.
JD said that before.
Wait.
What did you
The
just
Fridays?
say?
Say that one more
I
time.
haven't seen any Fridays.
time out,
Hey,
time
I'm
out, time
playing
out,
that
time
shit
out,
tonight at
time
the
out,
crib.
time out.
Dumb
Yeah.
talking.
Time out.
Well, also this basketball
Time-
game, so I would rather watch.
I had 2 TVs. I have like 5
Five,
TVs.
yeah. Time out.
Yeah, 5. Oh, okay, right. That's normal.
I'm gonna be real with you, Anwar. How old are you?
I'm 25.
The whole my mom shit is no longer an excuse. It's no longer an excuse. Unless your mom still is telling you that you can't watch it.
You'd be surprised, but no excuse. I agree. I'm not gonna say it's
None of
excuse.
the Fridays is like.
But I haven't seen any
Because
Fridays.
Do we have a nigga? We have a nigga in our friend group. Kyron will damn near tell you. Well, he
Actually,
will
you don't
recite.
have to put the movie on. Just
He
have
will
Kyron
recite
perform it for
the
you.
movie, like literally word
Wow.
for word, for probably the first like 20 minutes of the movie. He
It
could do
probably is longer than 20 minutes. I won't even lie.
There's other like a lot of like
sound effects included.
classic movies, but they rated R. Like I haven't seen. Like it was a long time before I had seen. What's Denzel and Ray Allen?
He got game.
He got game. Took me like that was a rated R.
Friday
like,
should have been before he got game.
Friday. That's because you got Friday, next Friday, and then Friday after the next.
No, I've seen any. I haven't
right
seen
back
any
to
of
back to
them.
back.
There's some other ones I
So
definitely.
you never seen Boys in the Hood?
No, I haven't seen.
You've
Boys in
never
the Hood.
seen Menace to Society?
No, I haven't
There's no
seen.
way.
Menace
so
to
you,
Society
so
is
you
my
just couldn't watch
fucking
black
shit.
movies. What black movies did you watch?
Like rated R stuff. If it had an R on it, I
What
definitely
black
haven't seen
movies
it.
do you know? Because this is an episode where we quiz them on black movies because they didn't know. He don't know Boys in the Hood. He don't
Really?
know, but they know it, but they didn't watch Boys in the Hood. Then they tell us
They'll lie to you and say they did.
We watching them. Me and KB say, name me.
I'm about
one
to watch
motherfucker that-
Menace to Society tonight. That's my
Name
movie.
me one character that played. Man, it was, I don't know.
Have you ever seen Juice?
No,
Do you know anything about Juice?
no,
You know who played in Juice?
no,
That's fucked up. You don't know Tupac played in Juice?
no.
Even if you didn't watch it, niggas rap about I got the juice like Pac. I got the juice like
With Jada Pinkett Smith, was she in there?
no.
No,
That's
okay.
Poetic Justice.
Poetic Justice. I know that cover, but I haven't seen that either.
I saw a TikTok that they were going around. I think it was Howard, like a HBCU, and they was like, "What's an opinion or something you did that would get your black card revoked?" And one of the dudes said, "I ain't seen none of the black movies," and they shunned his ass.
Ooh. No, it's bad.
It's crazy because I was forced to watch them, but I didn't like watch them. Like my mom would make me watch.
Literally had your eyes
like,
peeled back with some tape.
like I wasn't paying attention. 'cause
Do
I got-
you see?
Have you ever seen House Party?
no.
That
You ever
was
seen House Party?
House Party's probably
House Party's
PG-13.
that
something.
shit.
That's the one dude got the high top.
Yeah,
I seen the
that's-
cover of it.
Dude.
I
Dude.
don't know. Light skinned buddy got the little high joint.
You'll have no idea what they call him. No idea the kid in play.
Kid and play. Nah.
That's that movie too. You seen House Party?
And so what's bad
Wow,
about it
man.
is
Yeah,
I
I
seen,
don't
so
think
you
so.
never seen New Jack City?
no.
No
You
way.
ever seen New Jack
I haven't
City?
seen New Jack
You ever
City.
seen New Jack City?
No.
You seen New Jack City? I don't even mean to
I
disrespect
call
you.
myself like a movie head too. You know what I'm saying? So I lose all my credibility when I say stuff
You ever
like
seen
that.
White Man Can't Jump?
No.
White
You
Man
ever
Can't
seen
Jump?
Harlem Nights?
No.
No.
Have you ever seen White Man Can't Jump?
Mm.
There ain't even no reason to ask him if it's
I
rated
don't
R.
think
He has
so.
not seen it.
I mean,
Yeah,
Harlem,
if it's-
Harlem
if
Nights
it's-
is that.
if it's
hey,
rated
you
R,
said-
I
have
haven't
you seen
seen it.
Harlem Nights?
I'm asking these.
I doubt
I'm
it.
asking these movies, and I don't know that they're
Oh,
rated
okay,
R.
okay.
But I like Boys in the Hood. I knew it was, but like it's
Yeah.
Candyman. You ever seen Candyman?
That's rated. That's
No.
rated R 100%.
Yeah.
It got sex in it.
No, but it's just it's a
he's
horror
killing
movie.
it.
I
Yeah.
seen the new one.
Hmm?
Whatever
I
that
was like, it's a
was.
scary movie, so it's rated
Oh,
R.
you seen Candyman?
I'm not really a
The
scary
original?
movie guy.
I don't know which one. I've seen
This,
like
the original.
Candyman.
Well, did you see
Candyman.
one in the last 5 years?
No.
Then you seen the original
Oh.
because they remade it recently. And the remake was
Nothing beats the original. Let's be
What's
honest.
love got to do with it? That's probably rated R.
I'm gonna say no.
Well, Ike slapping
Tina
No,
Turner
no,
like
no,
docu. It's
Have
not
you
a
seen any of the
documentary,
Medea
it's a, like-
movies?
Yes, I've seen Medea movies.
It's like a what do you call it? It's not a documentary, but it's a biopic.
Yeah, that's what it is. Exactly.
You
what it
seen
is.
what love got to do with it?
No.
I know you seen because we grew up watching it.
Mhm.
Tight Shoes like the movie. Damn. You seen Menace to Society?
No.
You know one character, one name.
Menace
no
Society is
reference.
that movie.
Jason's lyric.
Now is she wrong in that movie
Nah.
for trying to take him?
Now
like,
he trying to
move him?
prove that he's seen it.
No, she not wrong.
She definitely wrong. That boy was like 18 years old. Was he even 18?
So
That motherfucker was just gonna
What's
move across.
what's
I hate to get rated R. That's
ATL.
That's a good coochie to do to you.
Oh, she had a whole kid. She had a whole kid.
That's my point.
ain't
And that
nobody
was his
allowed to
homie.
get
That was
cut
his-
in
I
this
know.
house. but
Yeah.
That she was so bad, he backstabbed his homie, raised his son, and was finna leave his hood and his people.
This close.
Asked to do that to you.
Ain't
At one point in time, booty was more important than water. You know what that is? Okay, you know what that is?
no.
Oh, you don't know Fleece Johnson?
Nah.
The Booty
Damn.
Warrior.
The booty warrior.
He said ATL. I said ain't nobody getting no cut in this house but me.
So you see that
Okay.
one.
Yeah,
Is that rated
several
R?
times.
That was probably PG. They run it on BET all the time.
Several
Roll
times.
bounce.
But they
Roll
run Baby
bounce,
Boy
yes.
on
True, but they
On
cut
BET.
out the ass. of his was it
Love
her
ATL.
mom's
Being
boyfriend.
Funny,
Being
you guys might think
Being
this is funny. I actually, Sam and I had a meeting, and he's got like some classic movies he hasn't seen. I have some that I haven't seen. I was actually gonna tell.
What's up? Give me a movie Sam said because I
Sam classic movies like The Shining.
I hadn't seen I'm forgetting it. Forrest Gump.
Okay.
I hadn't seen Forrest Gump.
That's a good movie to see.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie to you. You good.
That's a good movie.
It's
to
a
see.
good movie, but it's not one that's like, oh, I need to see it before I die.
I don't know. KB.
I was a big Lord of the Rings kid.
I feel like he
so
would
I
say The
told
Water
him
Boy,
that he
too.
need to watch some of them Lord of the
Water
Rings
Boy was a
movies.
good movie.
But I was this close to telling Sam he need to watch ATL.
That's a movie that I feel how KB feel about Forrest Gump. I don't need to watch The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way.
Love.
I don't need to
love
watch
the
Lord of the Rings. I don't need to watch.
I tried to.
What's the
Harry
homie on
Potter.
the
But it's just
room?
not.
What about Harry Potter?
Try Harry
I don't need
Potter.
to watch that.
I like
shit.
I watched
Harry
the
Potter.
first
Harry
one,
Potter
but like
don't
Harry
sleep,
Potter's
though.
just too long.
Facts.
You need to watch them black movies before you watch that movie.
that wizardry shit.
I agree. I
That black
agree.
magic
It's just
Crooklyn. Y'all ever seen Crooklyn?
Absolutely.
Dude, this is crazy.
I'm trying to think of black movies I have
That's
seen.
Spike Lee.
This is Staples.
Spike Lee got a lot of rated R stuff.
You ain't a black man.
She gotta have it.
You ain't a black man.
Don't do that.
No, I'm doing it.
Don't do
You're
that.
not a black man. These are
What?
certain things that you have to.
What?
you
I've
have
seen
to,
some. I've seen Life.
To say I'm not
Okay,
a black man
that's a
is
good
just
Love that.
literally wrong.
The upper room.
You haven't seen Boys in the Hood.
He said it's literally wrong.
Okay, that shit don't mean shit.
That is
What's
a
the
black
one?
State.
What's
Ricky!
the one where you say,
At least you
"I
seen-
love the game. I love the hustle."
What?
What's that?
You said what's that? That is an ass whooping for you.
I've seen that though. I've
next
seen it
movie
twice.
I
I can't think.
Tell me. I don't even know where you're
Paid in
referring to.
Full.
Oh, okay.
Paid in full.
Okay,
I've
yeah,
seen it twice. I just forgot the name of it. I've
That
seen
shit
it
look like an
twice.
interrogation tactic.
I'm finna name some movies, and y'all finna know them, and I'm taking away black from it.
On
This-
his birthday?
yes,
I've seen
I'm
that
taking
twice.
black out of it. It ain't. Have you seen The Jungle Book?
Yes, I've seen the Jungle
You seen The
Book.
Jungle Book?
Yeah.
You seen the Jungle?
Which
I don't
one?
think
Were we
so.
talking about the
you,
animated
you
one?
ain't seen the original or the modern version?
I don't know.
Derek, you getting a whooping. You ain't seen The Jungle
Hey, he
Book?
was he love animals too, so I feel like
wait.
that would be up his lane.
We gonna cut the
This would
cameras
be a-
for
this
like.
would- this would be a-
Isn't that the one with the monkeys?
We give 60 seconds. We gonna cut the camera. All
It's
you
a
gonna hear is.
jungle.
Hey, there are monkeys in there.
But
There's
it's
monkey
that's
in
not
the
even the target animal you should be talking about, bro.
I believe you seen The Jungle Book.
You niggas said the monkey.
If you did see it, you would have been like 6 or 5. I don't want you to feel like this
you
something.
thinking of
watch it.
Madagascar and shit.
Nah, I was more of a Lion King guy.
Have you ever seen Ant Life?
Ant Life?
I've seen that movie.
Yes,
That's that shit.
1000%.
That's the shit I had on fucking
That's
VHS.
not rated R.
What VHS?
Yeah,
That's not
I
rated
might
R.
still have that on VHS.
So I'm definitely
It's a
seeing.
kids
You know, it's
movie.
not rated
It's
R.
a kids movie.
So look now, Anwar entered the chat. We
You
not
ever
talking
seen
about
Bad
rated R
Boys?
movies.
Oh, I was gonna say, don't they have the
Love
Bugs?
Bad Boy.
Is it
That
a?
was rated R, I thought.
Love Bad. I'm a huge Will Smith fan, so we snuck that in as a
Me too. I
kid.
love
You seen the
We
Bugs?
we
Life?
snuck that in as a kid.
No.
Damn.
They were rated R, though.
I feel like
It was
I
two
think.
different movies.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
Have you seen? You just not haven't seen.
See,
Friday?
kids movie I might have unlocked. I feel like that was more so like my parents.
What'd you say?
When I was younger.
You said there were two different movies. What are y'all talking about?
Bugs
Ant
Life
Life
and
and
Bugs
Ant
Life and
Oh,
Kids Life.
I don't know if y'all know, but
I know-
that's funny. Disney and like Pixar were going like back to back, so they like dropped the same type of movie.
Ant
Like
Life better.
yeah, but like
You
they
seen,
dropped the same type of movies for a while.
Set It Off is rated R.
Y'all remember the movie
Shout out
Flushed
to Queen
Away?
Latifah, it's rated R.
Y'all seen the movie Flushed Away? Where it's just that
Yes,
it's like a rat.
I seen
he
that.
gets flushed into the
I
toilet.
hate rats. So no.
Actually,
I just heard
Let's see,
about
I
Set
don't
It
know,
Off
might have
on
been out.
TikTok a couple days ago.
That's crazy. That you didn't even hear about it.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was.
The end of that movie made me cry when I was a kid.
It was
What
like a
movie again?
scene from Set It Off, and I was like, "What is this?"
The end of that movie made me cry, bro.
The
That was
Nutty Professor.
that was when I
Yes,
started loving
I've seen
Queen
the Nutty
Latifah.
Professor.
Yeah.
Nutty Professor.
No.
That's a Derrick movie.
That's a
That's a
Derrick
Derrick
If there's
movie.
any
movie.
Derrick movie, Nutty Professor's a Derrick movie.
You peeking too, Anwar.
All right, let me work. on
I know you ain't seen.
I do want to say we also haven't talked about the Celtics versus 76ers
there's
series.
something to talk about when James Harden is playing that poor.
That's what we got to talk about.
you just gotta give your credit to the Celtics, man.
No, yeah, the Celtics were on it. I love anytime you can go in there and spoil an MVP night. Joel Embiid was exhausted and tired, and he also had a moment where he fell again and he was grabbing at his lower
Oh, when
back.
he fell and
Ooh.
stepped on
The one on Grant
face.
Williams was
That
nasty.
was crazy.
I love Grant Williams' heart. He even told it, like Joel Embiid's like, man, I saw the replay, my fault, and he was like, no, this what we here for. This
Yeah,
is
we
what
fight
battle
for this.
Yeah,
He's stronger than me.
Definitely stronger than him. 'Cause that
I would have been
he's
damn near out
280
cold.
pounds of
7
no,
foot.
for real.
right on your face.
And he trying to, he trying to catch himself, so he putting a little effort
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
He definitely stronger than me.
Ooh, that's
Dana said the wrong word to me. I missed 2 days. Let alone Joel Embiid stepping on me.
Right, but nah, a lot of credit to Jaylen Brown too for taking on that James Harden challenge. Since the game one where he went off for that career night, he hasn't really been on
I think
shit.
he's been
He's
shooting
done anything.
17%.
He hasn't
shoot
really
the ball
been on
terrible.
anything. And KB mentioned it earlier, but he had a lot of times during the game where it just looks like he wasn't
Joel Embiid in the
locked
fourth
in or-
quarter had to tell him to fucking go to the basket.
Yes, he had a lot of moments
where
where he was point blank at the rim and just either did not make the right decision or turned it over.
But
you
it's
know?
crazy because I don't think he realized he could still be James Harden with Joel. Like he could still do what they need him to be. What he was in game one.
It is
Joel's literally playing on a bad knee. He needs to just like
it is
take
so
over
much,
these games.
It is so much tougher though.
Yeah, but
Because when James was doing his thing, it was definitely more Houston like
space,
5 out spacing.
5 out, yeah.
And now with Joel Embiid, I mean, he's garnering 2 people at all time, even when he don't got the ball. And he's closer to the basket. So like, yeah, we can say that James should be getting to the basket because he should, but it's a lot harder when 2 people are automatically guarding Joel Embiid at all times. So it's a little bit tougher.
And
But that's no excuse to shoot 17% for 2 games.
And some of the success they had in game one was they were just constantly, obviously they were 5 out, but they were getting different defenders on James Harden, and they were really just letting Al Horford guard him on that island. But now they have Jaylen Brown trailing constantly on those pick and rolls.
Yeah,
So
they're like,
even
we're
when
not
he gets to the paint, Jaylen Brown is still lurking. That's why he even had one of those turnovers where it looked like he might have got his shot blocked, so he thought he was going to get his shot blocked, so he kind of just turned the ball over doing some other shit.
But Celtics defense has been great.
Yes.
After last series where they was giving up 1,000,000 points, and then the first game where they gave 1,000,000 points to just James Harden, the last 2 games they've been bunkering down. I think they gave up less than 100 points in game 2, and then this one was close to it. And all of this, what we're saying, was still a relatively close game until the last couple minutes.
Yep.
I think
They're
Philly
definitely daring PJ Tucker to shoot the ball too.
And he's not doing. He's afraid for some reason.
I think Philly is easy to guard.
Yeah, they are.
So
Well,
I
you
want to
can
give credit
plan for
to
it.
I want to give credit to Celtics, but at the same time, it's like PJ Tucker is acting scared to shoot. James Harden is being timid, and when he's not making his shots, he barely is interested in even playing. Like he's one of those guys. Like he ain't making shots. He just want to go home. And then you send these bodies at Joel Embiid, and it makes him process the game a lot slower. And now the time is being judged, so they're playing a lot slower. They foul hunt so much to try to get to that line. Tobias Harris didn't make 1 3 last night.
Sound like you put the over.
Yeah. Maxey can be out of control.
He was having the first 2 games. He was pretty consistent.
Tobias? Yeah, and he's
I bet-
he's
let
bought
me
in
show you.
defensively too.
I bet on Tobias last night
Yeah.
too. So
I knew what it was when Jason Tatum hit that fall away jumper to start the game, and then he came back and hit the 3, and then Smart hit the 3, and then Tatum hit another.
It's
3.
hard to bounce back when you give up 6 threes in the first quarter and you have 6 turnovers.
almost a perfect bet, but
Ooh,
Tobias
how
Harris
much
that
is
come
that
through.
gonna
200, just smooth 2.
And we already kind of knew too about
No,
like,
but we need that. We take 200 and we make 2 bands.
True.
we knew about like Jason Tatum's defense, but he's still showing even scoring the ball. He plays a lot of elite defense. I felt like he had times where he was guarding James Harden or Tyrese Maxey and he locked up. I think he had one time where he had literally blocked Tyrese Maxey's shot.
How many players are better than Jason Tatum?
Say Steph Curry.
6.
Jokic, Giannis,
Jason Tatum.
Steph
yeah.
Curry,
Embiid,
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
I don't know if you can get to 10.
Kevin Durant is better than Jason Tatum
It's a toss up.
today.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a toss up.
Just asking a question. I'm not saying who he is or who not. I'm just asking.
I will say
Is
so.
LeBron James better than Jason Tatum today?
No.
Probably.
I'm
nah,
sorry.
he's
I
not.
think Tatum is.
Don't
And
say
that's
no.
o-
We're not talking about that. That's gonna make me sad.
What?
It's okay though. It's okay though.
Is Ja Morant better than Jason Tatum?
No.
No, hell no.
Is Donovan Mitchell better than Jason Tatum?
No.
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 Is Trey Young better than Jason
No.
Tatum?
No.
Shea.
No.
No.
I'm trying to think of guys.
He could be though.
Jimmy
He could be,
Butler.
but not right now.
Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
Is Paul George better than Jason?
No.
Kawhi
No.
Leonard.
Yeah. If he was on the floor, yes.
Best picture, yes, but I would take Jason Tatum if
Devin Booker versus Jason Tatum.
I would take.
I think
I would
that
take Tatum.
I think the size is what's gonna make me take Tatum. But
You-
but
you-
Booker's more
Booker
consistent.
getting that shit
He's more
done.
consistent. I say that.
Yeah, I might be taking D
I
Book in
definitely
this
do like
one.
size.
I might be taking D Book.
That's all I have for y'all.
Yeah.
The Jimmy Butler one is pretty interesting
Mhm.
because I think playoff Jimmy is another animal, but like regular, if you're talking about regular season, I think Tatum's clearly the better player.
Yeah,
But like when
Tatum
you-
averaged 30.
I look at it from the full picture, and I think at that point I'm taking Tatum just because I know what I'm getting from 82 games. I don't know what I'm getting from 82 games from Jimmy.
Well, it don't matter
Think
because you
it's
could just be the 8th seed and still be the 1
Unless you
seed.
barely, shit, they barely made it in. They got in, but they barely made it.
It don't matter.
And he's damn near the best player in the playoffs, if not the best.
Yeah. Last thing we should talk about is Coach Bud got fired.
Oh yeah,
So
I
I think
thought
we
it
all
was
expected it.
highly anticipated. I think.
It's first we want to say condolences to him and his family.
Yeah.
Brother passed away in a car accident during that series, which it's hard to even like put your mind around it. Or like somebody as close as a brother could pass away, and then oh man, we gotta go to Miami tonight to go win this basketball game. Like to even try to have your priorities right, to think straight. I couldn't imagine it. So condolences to him and his family. He's a guy that will probably get picked up pretty soon because he's very good at what he does. But it felt like it was time. And I've been seeing a lot of conversations about the lack of leash or the how short of a leash it is in the NBA for coaches, because we got Frank Vogel won a championship and got fired in 2 years. Nick Nurse won a championship and got fired in 3 years. And now we got Bud winning a championship and getting fired 2 years later. So we're talking about these dudes did the thing that you're supposed to do, but also got fired in a couple years. How do y'all feel
Mike
about
Brown
that?
talked on that like last week when he got that Coach of the Year award. How like they asked him, "Did you have to adjust to the players, or did you make the players adjust to you?" He said, "Oh, I adjust to the players. The players leave. We could be gone like immediately, and so like our leash isn't as long as the players, so like they will immediately get rid of the coach before the players." So I thought that was a good take. And for me, I thought Nick Nurse, with him being a free agent, it kind of made a lot of coaching jobs like available, and like teams will be like maybe more quick to get that done, because I feel like Nick Nurse is a good coach. I'm not gonna judge him based off last year, but overall, I think he is a very solid coach. He's proven that, and I thought that with Nick Nurse being free, Bud was probably gonna be the guy out because they probably want Nick Nurse to be their head coach.
I know, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I think a lot of the from what I watched with Raptors games, I thought Nick Nurse did a lot of like good jobs just making adjustments and being like on the fly. I felt like it was more so like his players didn't execute, and and that's like I kind of separated. Like I felt like Nick Nurse could do the job what he's supposed to do,
And he
so I
did not
liked him for the Bucks.
personnel. That Raptors team is very thin. Like when you talk about like depth and actually like literally them on the court.
Did
they're
Nick
pretty
Nurse
thin.
say like good luck with those guys?
Yeah,
after
good luck
getting
with those.
fired?
So like there's literally like some stuff in the locker room as well that he's like, those guys really ain't got it. So
Yeah, and like I was saying, I think I said this on one of the other podcasts too. Like Nick Nurse is a very organized.
Hey,
dude.
Nick Nurse.
Like he seems like for
Nurse
this Bucks team, you can't just let him run around. What did they have that clip say? Be random. I think they said Coach Bud told the team. He's like, run out there, have energy, be random. Like this team needs some organization.
I don't even know the clip, but that's crazy.
shuffle the sets.
Yeah, I just see it. He said that in that clip too?
No, I'm just
No,
going off of
No, but I feel like the Bucks need some organization just because it's like they need that chess player that's going to be there for them when teams are scheming against Giannis or whoever it may be. Like
they
he's one of those.
they didn't make many adjustments against Jimmy Butler.
I think this is why stability in an organization is important, because I think a lot of coaches don't have that grace period because a lot of guys that are making the decisions are trying to save their jobs. So when you look at something like Miami Heat, who have the infrastructure of Pat Riley being there, he's been there, he's trusted. Spoelstra is there because he don't feel the necessary, I have to hurry up and get a new coach because my job is on the line. Rob Pelinka is like, shit, I got to please LeBron James to get him whatever he needs because I can get up out of here. Masai has all these different things going on, so he got to get rid of Nick Nurse. The Rockets, their guy, Raphael Stone, he felt like he had to make a change because that motherfucker was not only bad, but bad. So, I feel like the GMs are also a part of this as well. Guys are getting their jobs on the line because they don't feel the job security, and they're getting pressure from ownership to have to put together some popping shit. But if you look at the teams like R.C. Buford and
Spurs
and Coach Pop, that's stability. When you look at Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra, stability.
You know who else is there? But until this season at least, the Warriors. Bob Myers is gone though, but like for the last 10 years,
Where you think he going?
everybody's calling Bob Myers' phone.
Yeah, that's a fact.
A lot of people are going to be calling this phone. He did some great shit. What do y'all think the hierarchy is in the organization? So obviously owners is one,
Yeah.
and then it's probably players,
Star player.
Yeah.
then like GMs.
No,
You think coaches over GMs? I think GMs over coaches, right?
Yeah.
GMs and then coaching.
Yeah. Coach is definitely at the bottom,
It really-
which is crazy because like
Team president or GM.
yeah. But like, what's crazy about coaching is that your front office could go give you a bunch of bullshit, and now
It's your fault.
it's
They
your
don't
fault.
Provide. Yeah.
And I
Because-
think that's crazy, and I think that should never fall on the coach.
That's because the GM
Yeah.
is going to say, "I picked the wrong coach. Let me get a new one."
Yep.
And then they're gonna give the next coach some bullshit.
And most GMs have at least like a 5 to 10
4 to
year
5 years. Yeah.
window, because let's say you bring a new GM in and say, hey, rebuild this team. A lot of times they traded for a pick that's 3 years down the line. So like, we don't know what that pick gonna turn into. We don't know who we gonna draft. So we use that pick, and now we gotta wait 6 years after the players in the league to figure out, was that a good pick or not? So like GMs have such a long leash. We saw that here in Chicago with Guard Packs, where they were a part of the team for almost 20 years. And now we got a new dude in there, and we still trying to figure out, is he good at what he does? I don't know. It's been 3 years and we don't know.
And if you had that one like few years where you do put together something great, you now have extended that time to where you're gonna get a few more years. So it's, I don't know, man. I think the front office needs to be held
the front
accountable
office
more.
thing is, if you do not one thing, but if you build one great team, you're forever gonna be remembered, and you're forever gonna have job opportunities.
The one thing about it, the reason it's like that though, is because a GM is his vision is to build a team. A coach is to have a play style with his team. So it's a lot easier to come in and implement a new play style versus creating a whole new vision of what the team look like. You go in there and you're the GM of the Charlotte Hornets. You want to play fast like Mike D'Antoni, like just go fast and small. They fire you and bring me in. Now I say, hey, I want to play big. I want a traditional power forward, center. We got to strip up this whole shit. It's like coming in and designing the set. Anwar got the mural behind us. Mike's, he got the leather couch. We get another designer. He may say, man, what the hell? I don't want this dumbass couches. Let's get one big couch and then you. We're going to take the table. I actually don't like the tile on the floor. We're going to make this a carpeted studio. We're going to dim the lights and make it dark and pop. It's the same thing versus like a cameraman. A cameraman may just come in and just change this one camera and say, hey, we're not going to do 3 cameras, we'll do 1. I think that's how coaching is versus like the GM have to come in and change the entire shit. So it's like, yeah, I would much rather replace my coach 2 times or 3 times under one GM than to have 3 GMs in the last 5 years.
Wouldn't it also be beneficial to maybe give coaches a longer leash to
It depends
give
on
them,
it depends on who you are as a GM.
yeah, if
you
they don't have the right style.
If you feel like
Yeah.
your job is that much on the line, and you got so much to prove, and he ain't getting it done, you're gonna fire the coach and blame it on him.
Yeah, but
Like
it's
the
also
Rockets.
is a reflection of you, because you're the motherfucker that hired him because you thought he was the guy and he's not.
But look at the Rockets. If Ime comes in and makes them have a better stride, he's gonna look. The GM is gonna look a little bit better and be like, you know what? I just picked the wrong guy with Steven Silas. It wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? We got the, and you can. I think you can sell that better to the owner too. You the owner. It's like, man, I pick Mike. He just ain't as organized. You see, I got the talent. We get a guy like KB in who really can motivate these guys, and trust me, you see the talent. We can really put it together, and I can sell that to you.
Yeah.
Versus, you know what I mean? You have to go through a whole search of a GM, and then you're gonna go through the same thing. It's like if you fire me, you're gonna go through the same thing. You're gonna bring a GM in. He's gonna fire the coach. He's gonna have to find a new coach. Like it's just a whole different
And
regime.
GMs every time they come in, they
want their own shit.
Yeah.
And the same thing with ownership. Like Matt Ishbia is now the owner of the Suns. If they lose, I wouldn't be surprised if they start making, adjustments, because I want my team. I just bought this fucking team.
Didn't he say they're not even gonna be on Bally Sports or something?
Yes, no, he's doing some shit that can revolutionize sports visually.
All their games are on their national like local TV.
Yeah, local TV channels, which is something that every owner in fucking sports could do, but they're all selfish, and even though they got billions of dollars, they want more.
That actually surprised me when y'all was like, I think it was Denver doesn't broadcast the Nuggets games.
Denver
which
fans
is
cannot
crazy.
watch their team play basketball.
Unless they have NBA.
That's
insane.
crazy. That's ridiculous. But ownership want to sell the rights to Valley Sport. I'm just saying, one of these places, and boom. Just like we can't watch Cubs games where we are. You need to pay for Bally Sports. Fuck that. Luckily, I'm not a Cubs fan, so it don't matter to me. But like, I be wanting to watch
I
them
did not know
sometimes.
you couldn't watch Cubs game.
You cannot
'Cause I
turn
don't
on
watch-
TV.
I don't watch
It used to
baseball.
be WGN. You turn on WGN,
Yeah.
you
That
watch
was
the
their channel.
you watch the Cubs.
They used to have the
Not
Bulls
anymore.
games too.
The Darrick
Yep.
Lee game.
Do they still have some of the? Oh, the Derrick.
No, NBC Chicago has
All
Bulls
of them
games.
strictly.
So it's what
Okay.
channel 37 instead of 9.
Yeah.
So it's and then NBC also has White Sox games, so you just watch every single game that way. Unless it was like yesterday, we played on Apple TV, which sucks. Fucking hate it. I'm thinking about making a video on like the Kenny Baseball channel about why Apple TV's like sports in general is just ass. It has so much potential. The sound design is awful. I like if a motherfucker throwing 100, I want to hit that ball, hit that mitt. I want to hear it. You cannot hear in studio in like arena shit unless sometimes they funnel it in if somebody's talking. But like I want to hear baseball. I want to hear it. That's part of the game. If I'm not there, I want to just like every sport. We want to hear the crowd defense. Imagine watching a basketball game. You can't hear the crowd at all.
Or like you don't hear the ball going in net.
Exactly.
Like,
You don't hear shit. That's what Apple TV does. And then the commentating's not great either.
Oh
That
really?
shit sucks. And I don't even have it.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever watched anything on Apple TV. I've just watched
Because
like,
they just
a
have they have
series.
baseball now, and then they have the MLS, which is the soccer
okay.
soccer league. So I've been watching both of those, and it's bad. It's bad. Video coming soon, maybe. I also don't like when I like complain about shit. I know there are actual people behind this shit, so I don't want to get too riled
You're
up.
outraged though.
Yeah, I'm
You peak
outraged.
him a little bit, Mike. I think your mic may be too close to you.
Either way, okay. So if you're hiring
For
the Bucks job, what are like some characteristics you thinking about?
I'm going with what's his first name? The lead gentleman.
I know you're talking about. He's on the coaching staff right now. What's his name?
It's not Carlos. I always think of Carlos Lee, who used to play for the White
Yeah, he
Sox.
did.
So that's why I always call him Mr. Lee. It's like I forget what it is.
Hold on, I'm gonna get it eventually.
Trying to. I mean,
I know exactly what you're talking about because he interviewed for the Pistons job too recently. Charles Lee.
Charles Lee.
That's
why I always get it mixed up with Charles Lee. The reason I'm a big fan of getting somebody that was already in house, and the reason being is because there's already a sense of familiarity. They kind of know what the players liked, what the players didn't like. We've all been on a team before, even though it ain't been NBA level. We've all had an assistant coach whose shoulder we was able to cry on.
Shout out to Coach Lottie.
Yeah, I'm the head
Yeah.
coach. I'm not playing you, Darrick. You go tell KB, man, why Coach P ain't playing me? Like, I feel like he be too hard on me. And blah, blah, blah. And I feel like those create bonds and trust. And if you already have that, I think it can just make the process a little bit quicker versus going to get a whole new coach who has to learn these guys, how to push them, what irritates Drew Holiday, what gets Chris Middleton going, how do I motivate Giannis, when does he like his rest? I think Charles Lee already probably has a little bit of that sense. I think it kind of makes the process a little quicker because when you're a championship team, you can't really waste that year of getting to know the coach and the meshing that comes with that. So
I agree.
And I think it's also perfect because like they know what Bud did wrong in order for his ass to get.
They were that
canned.
fly on the
So, like,
room.
yes,
Or fly
and
on
like
the
so they
wall.
know how to make those adjustments. Like we're gonna make adjustments if Jimmy's got 40. We're not gonna just let Drew Holiday guard him 1-on-1. Like it's stuff like that that coach already knows.
yeah.
So like I do agree with that.
I'm also not a fan of the candidates that you have out there.
Except for Nick Nurse, I think Nick Nurse could be good for them.
Why?
Just because he has proven that he can win championships, and he outcoached Bud in that series where they did.
They were up
beat
2-0
Bud. Yeah.
against.
And he
against the
outcoached Bud
Raptors.
that time, so like he obviously has an edge on Bud. So I think there's a.
But Coach
world where
Bud
that
just
works.
got outcoached by Eric Spoelstra.
Eric Spoelstra is
Bud is
above
also a guy
Malcolm.
who he don't do himself any favors to really flex that you outcoached him.
That is true.
So it's like
It
But
does seem
even
like
with
when
that said, Bud is a great. I think Bud is
He-
raise your floor type dude.
yes.
But it feels I can't even say that he has a ceiling because he won a fucking championship.
But
like
he won the championship. We'll call it what it is. We don't have, you. Let's call it what it is because you was quick to do it with Tyronn Lue.
Hey,
Don't
on some real
do it
shit. What I didn't watch this.
Don't do it with the black coach.
I didn't
what
watch
did he
the
do?
Suns.
What did I do?
You used to credit it to him having LeBron. So let's say Bud won his shit because he had Giannis.
I will credit
And
that.
Kevin Durant's foot was on the line.
and Kevin Durant was on the
I
line.
still
say
did
that
it, though.
because Drew Holiday had perimeter on lock and Giannis did everything else. I didn't watch that and think that the Bucks won because Coach Bud was just had
Were
to exit
they
the
also
O's
down
down
2-0 in
spot.
that series
Hey,
against the
put the
Suns?
camera on me. I'm also joking because I know a lot of people when we say something about a black coach or a white coach, people be, oh my gosh, this guy's a racist. What is racist? It's a joke. It's a joke.
Charles Lee, black coach.
It's a joke. I don't joke when I do say I would love to see a black coach get a job, whatever, because for so long it hadn't been there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm joking with KB because I think a lot of y'all are crazy.
I don't remember if it was down 2-0 though.
To the Suns, they were down 2-0 to the Suns.
They were 2-0? Yeah.
I have a video on YouTube that said the Suns are 2 games away from a championship, and they lost.
So, the candidacy, the vacant spots, it's no coaches out there that move me. So it's like I'd rather get somebody that's already been housed, familiarity, all
I
of
like
that type of
I
stuff.
like to get somebody that hasn't had a head coaching job. I think it's always cool to see new people step into it, like when Ime did it last year and then revolutionized defense for the Celtics, or like
Joe
even
Mazzulla.
Mazzulla now, right? Like changing the identity of the team. Like I think that shit is always fun. Instead of going to get a dinosaur that's been in the league for
I like
20
to
years.
see
But then
Becky
again,
Hammond
Mike
get a
Brown
chance.
is a perfect example of getting an experienced coach that can propel you up. Mike Brown
But
did
his
that.
experience came from being an assistant for the last how many years?
He had been 8 years without being a head coach or something like that.
Because
But like Kenny Atkinson, he out there somewhere.
him
Well,
and Bud,
he had a job.
him and Bud are kind of like.
Kenny
Bud-
Atkinson had a head
Bud
coaching job.
was-
Yeah, said,
But
fuck
then
it.
he said, fuck that.
I don't want to go to Charlotte.
But he interviewed somewhere recently. But maybe the Rocket. Bud was in his bag with the Hawks.
Yeah.
When he used to coach
Absolutely.
The Hawks,
Oh, yeah,
he
for
was
sure.
in his
That's the prime
bag.
example of a floor raiser. That team had talent for sure, but they ain't had no stars.
And he had them as a number 1 seed.
They
When
had
LeBron
4
is
All
gone.
They
Stars.
had
All-Stars.
4, but let's be real, Mike.
Motherfuckers had Kyle Korver's All Star.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah. I wouldn't mind Coach Bud being my head coach until we're really good, and then get his ass out of there.
Is that how you feel about Billy Donovan?
Get his ass out of there. Now Billy's a really good defensive coach. He brings no chops to the offensive side,
I got DeMar and Zach
yeah.
for that.
and that's why we were 24th in offense this year.
Do you think
know
it's
what
more so
sucks for-
personnel?
you know what
or
sucks
is it
for the
health?
Bucks?
It's both. I think it's both.
What
Yeah.
sucks for the Bucks is a little bit is they could have had Darvin,
That's true.
or maybe that's a blessing.
They could
I
have
mean,
Ime if they
honestly,
would've,
yeah.
you
At
know.
this point, like I said, I'm still having like a question mark in terms of where I see him at is like in coaching.
with Ham.
Yeah, I feel like he's that relatable personal guy, but the X and O's. I don't know if
But that's the thing
there.
about coaching. Hypothetically, if they
Yeah.
go on to win an entire championship, we're gonna say like, oh, he's a great coach, but if they lose today, we saying that they're not? Like, is it just that flip of a coin? You win, you're good. You lose, you're bad. Like,
No, because I feel like even when Coach Bud won, we all were like, oh,
he was this close to fucking getting fired.
We
Right
were
before
like, they
that.
gonna keep
Yeah.
him because it's the right thing to do, but we
Yeah.
all kind of knew in our heart.
He was one slip up away from getting fired, and then slip up happened.
That's
Yeah,
just
so
like
that's-
coaches that get fired, and we like, y'all did him dirty. Frank Vogel,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
David Blatt. Like,
Yeah.
what did these people really do
Damn.
wrong?
What's the theme there?
LeBron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And why did he leave the Heat? Because they said we're keeping Spoelstra.
I didn't even understand why he wanted Spoelstra gone. Spoelstra was like a great coach.
Because they lost, and it's like, let's blame him
Yeah, see.
versus my meltdown. I'm joking, LeBron. I want free shit.
I fucking love Eric Spoelstra though.
I do too. I think Eric Spoelstra is the man.
Yeah.
Who's a better coach than him right now in the playoffs? Maybe my coach, but I'm taking him over Monty.
Mhm.
I'm taking him over
Michael Malone.
Steve
Mike
Kerr.
Malone.
Steve Kerr is the only person
I'm taking
I think
him over Steve
has
Kerr.
a real conversation.
I'm taking him over
I
Steve
would take
Kerr.
him over Steve Kerr too.
Well, question is it like would Steve Kerr be second as far as remaining coaches?
He would be second.
Steve
Kerr
Kerr
is really.
he got to show me some shit without them boys. Spoelstra's done shit with LeBron, without LeBron, with Jimmy, without Jimmy. I've seen him have middle-aged Wade. He gets the most out of his shit. I gotta see you in your bag.
Well, unfortunately, we're not seeing that for 4 years. Steph Curry's gonna keep doing this with the Warriors for a long time. If
It don't take away that he's a great coach, but when I see a guy who can,
We saw
you know,
Luke Walton step in, and the
and do the
motherfucker was
same
great.
shit
and then we found out Luke Walton is ass as a coach.
because he ain't got
Yeah,
the-
he ain't got them boys. He ain't got them boys
He ain't
with
got
him.
that luxury. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I really feel like I can coach the Warriors.
Because you would have started Jermichael Green. Where you say,
Oh,
Kevon,
thi-
Kevon, you still
I
injured.
will
but
say
let's get to
this
that.
You know what's-
Warriors is a little different. Steve Kerr is doing his thing. I could have coached the Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Warriors.
You know, Draymond was like, Steve asked them who should they start, and they was like Jermichael for sure.
Oh, so they said it.
They said they wanted to
Because
start
Kevon
Jermichael
Looney
Green.
was under the
Yeah.
weather, so it ain't like he
Yeah.
made an adjustment. He just
No,
said-
yeah. I'm just saying that's how they came up
Is
with
this an
Jermichael because
adjustment
he
you
didn't
think
really
they
play.
stick with?
He didn't really play at all.
I think they'll stick with it for one more game. Just
Now
like
they
when
have
Draymond's coming
15
off the
minutes
bench,
and
they're going
13
to stick with it for one more game.
Yeah, because that's what they like to do. Steph
Yeah.
Curry was coming off the bench. And I remember they was dragging that out, and I was like, bro,
yeah.
bro,
The greatest six man of all
like, come
time.
on,
Steph
man,
Curry.
y'all let's just be doing stuff.
What did Steph Curry average when he came off the bench?
Chris Quinn on Miami's coaching staff, I want to see him get a job.
Did we see him at an airport once upon a time?
We seen him at the All-Star game. Oh, and the airport, yep. I seen Taylor Jenkins.
That remind me of Charles Quinn. You know what that is?
Is that Terrence is my player's name?
Yeah, it's like his alternate ego. Or
This is
something.
my player's name.
You know why it's Charles Quinn? Because he's married to Harley.
Oh,
Right there in the show.
No, I want to go back over these damn movies.
All right. Yeah, we got right back through the basketball talk.
What movies have y'all seen?
What do y'all, if y'all had to say,
What?
my top movies are, what are you?
Give me your top 3 to 5 movies. Each.
It is hard to say,
each
like,
of
these are
y'all.
my top movies.
my top 3 to 5 movies.
And I understand you might be missing some.
I love the movie. I love the original It movie.
Okay.
I
I
don't know how you
love-
love that shit. That shit used to have me scared.
Scared as fuck.
My brother LaShawn used to play.
So you
That's
that.
why I watched
you
it
like
for the
scary
first time.
movies. You
Yeah,
like
I
horror
love
films.
I love the classic ones, but it's not even just like because
Okay.
it was
That
horror.
shower
But
Have
it's
you ever
like
seen John Carpenter's The Thing?
The Thing? I didn't watch it all the way, but it's just I started it, but it's like I don't feel like watching this
You
type
ever
of
seen
thing.
Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah, I just watched all the whole series.
Oh, okay.
But no, Silence of the Lambs, because my mom used to always just watch scary movies. So like she didn't have fucking Boys in the Hood on. She would be watching, Halloween or
Oh,
some shit.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
that's why I always
Okay.
I always
That makes
fucked with
perfect
thrillers.
sense because my mom grew up watching Boys in
Yeah.
the Hood, Scarface. My favorite movie is Scarface, and my mom used to let me watch it
Yeah.
as a kid.
I just had a fucking memory
What?
of when we were at Walmart and my mom bought Don't Be a Menace without
Mhm.
knowing much, and I'm a kid, I'm a shorty. And we put it on, and it's that scene where they at the dance. They say, look at those freaks getting down on the dance
Yeah,
floor.
bro,
and they
they
butt ass naked dancing.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, Anwar. My mom was like your mom
Yeah.
to an extent.
Okay.
I could watch Boys in the Hood because it's a message. It's a black movie. It's powerful.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be cursing, but it's
Oh, man.
it has substance. Don't Be a Menace is the shit my mom was like, no. So I had to watch those movies at my
Okay.
dad's house because he didn't care.
Right.
But Don't Be a Menace is just a straight, goofy, cussing,
Fucking great though.
belligerent movie.
Message.
It's a parody
Vulgar.
from.
It's a
Yeah.
From the
parody
movie
of-
you ain't seen though.
Yeah, I didn't watch Don't Be a Menace either. I
Oh.
didn't like.
Damn, you ain't seen Don't Be a Menace or Menace
I
to
think I
Society?
think I think
have
you gave me
a
the movie.
problem.
I think you gave me the movie, but I didn't like it.
You didn't like it. That's crazy. I feel
Where's
like
my
you would
belt?
be dying laughing
my
to that
belt?
movie.
I didn't find it funny.
Take a.
That's
I wish
crazy.
we had. Take my belt, boil it in water, put sriracha on it, sprinkle some
Bro,
jalapeno
it's
juice.
so many, like even now, moments
Maybe
that I
I'll
know
find
make me
it
laugh.
funnier as an adult.
No, you know what?
but, like,
You know why it's not funny?
why?
This is why it's not funny.
You didn't watch the fucking movies it's parodying.
Yeah.
Oh,
All.
true.
So when he's in there and he's crying to his girlfriend and he's punching the air
Swinging
and
and
he
shit.
hitting all of the kids, you don't know the reference, so it's not funny.
Oh, that makes sense then.
That's
I gotta
that's
watch
crazy.
it.
So you didn't watch the original, but you watched the parody of the.
Yeah,
That's,
you
When
watching
they
these-
stomp
Like
that
when-
dude out at the end, you don't get with
he
the
just
original.
like he just like, oh, why they doing that?
When Loke Dog was in the damn convenience store, beefing
you
with the
don't-
Chinese lady, you don't know what that's
You
that's
don't know
from at
what's
all.
No.
You gotta watch Menace to Society.
Yeah, it's like, I guess scary movies you can get away without watching Scream,
But no,
but it elevates all of the jokes if you
Mhm.
understand what
the
they're
8
joking
Mile
about.
shit of him,
Yep.
that it's not funny if you don't know Eminem 8 Mile shit.
haven't seen that.
Yeah.
You
8 Mile?
What?
8 Mile.
You crazy, boy.
That's
That's
that
a
was
movie
probably
you
gonna
need
be
to
on my.
see.
When P said the top movie, that was probably gonna be one
That
of my
doesn't
top
surprise
movies.
me. I ain't gonna lie. It don't just surprise me that that's one of your top movies.
That's a horrible movie to be your top.
Yes,
But movies
yeah.
are.
That's
is
one
it?
of the
Is it-
movies that I ain't even mad that you ain't seen.
is
It's
it
good,
Is
but
it objective or subjective?
Hey, watch that
Objective
movie,
means, like,
Anwar.
facts.
It's a
Subjective
good
mean
movie to
opinion.
see.
8 Mile.
Yeah.
Okay.
objective means it's a factual statement. Subjective means it's like opinion based.
Yeah.
I know movie lists are subjective, but 8 Mile is not that good of a fucking movie.
Yeah, it's fine. Like someone, yeah, I'm
You
not
just love
tripping.
Eminem though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not mad at you.
When Eminem songs coming in the background, you know he was definitely
But
hyped.
you know who also loves Eminem? Who kind of make me don't like him?
Who?
Dana.
Really?
For real?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Eminem's fine. I haven't listened to an Eminem song in probably 10
That's
years.
what I tell
though.
her.
I wouldn't say I listen to Eminem often, but
That's
like,
what I tell her. Y'all love Eminem, and
Y'all
then
don't
people
play
who
him.
don't love him, we don't have him in he's the best. Y'all look at us like a crazy, but it's like he's a great rapper. He's a top 5 lyricist ever. I can't take that away from
Sure,
him.
yeah.
But he's limited. I'm not writing around to him.
His replay value is not.
There.
It's
That's
not.
all.
It's cool. Like I feel like every once in a while on stream, an Eminem song come up, and I'll be like, it's cool.
look
It's
at
cool.
him.
I feel like
Right.
people don't really be thinking about everything that goes.
But if
into
y'all could,
the
if
idea
later
of being
tonight,
a
if
goat.
later tonight y'all came to my house and I was playing Eminem constantly, y'all be like, what the fuck is he
Constantly,
doing?
yeah. Put on
Yeah.
one. I'll be like, oh, okay, Eminem. But
What
if
the
you
fuck this
constantly,
nigga
yeah.
doing?
But you know,
Eminem did contribute to Stan being a real word.
a real word.
That's
and,
dope.
And I hold
Yeah,
that
yeah.
energy for my favorites too. My favorite rapper of all time is Nas, but I know he can never be the best because he's limited. He don't have that shit that Jay, Drake, Wayne, where like Wayne, you can work out to their shit. You can
Wayne.
think to their shit. They got love. You could be sad to their shit. They
Versatile.
got lyrical shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I think
Range.
that's what makes up range. Range is what makes up the best to me as far as music goes.
Did I ever tell you one time? I think I did. I think I seen this on Facebook and I put it in like the group chat or whatever, and they was talking about like best Lil Wayne song, like what's top Lil Wayne
And
songs.
somebody said,
Nightmares at the bottom.
oh yeah.
But you know what?
As the
That's
best,
just
you know
wait,
so
wait, as
disrespectful.
like a top Wayne song.
Yes,
Wow,
but listen,
I like
though.
the song, but wow.
But listen,
top.
would you believe that's I've seen that like more than often now. Like people dead ass love that fucking song, and it's a okay
fine.
song.
Yeah, it's
but I don't get what's
love
the
this-
love.
I
between
love
I
this.
feel like I've heard
Nightmares
this
at the
so much
Bottom.
more Lil Wayne. That's so much better. That
I
song
have a-
doesn't mean shit.
They
I have a
don't.
lot of
It
nostalgia around the song, so maybe I could see why. But like that came out, I just remember riding
What's
the
your-
bus home.
give me your 5 Lil Wayne songs.
My 5 Lil Wayne songs. Okay, my 5 Lil
No
Wayne
pressure.
songs.
I don't want you to overthink it, but just your 5 Lil Wayne songs.
my 5.
Yeah.
Okay. 6 foot, 7 foot.
Okay.
I like when that just production
Okay.
of all
Don't
that.
say shit. Don't
I ain't
react.
say nothing.
Don't react. Just keep going.
Lil Wayne songs. I
I
like.
feel like that's tough without looking at the discography or something.
It is a little
It
tough
is,
without
it
looking
is.
at the
'Cause that's what I was gonna do.
discography.
Because I was like,
I love Lil Wayne.
I can name him right off.
I know KB ain't a big Wayne. guy.
What's him and Ross
John.
yeah, John.
John or either a 9-piece.
No, he's talking about John.
I'm talking about John.
Oh,
That is just nostalgia. Like
I think 9-piece.
I
9-piece
can
go crazy.
close my eyes and see myself where I was sitting when I was hearing that and everything. What else do I like from Wayne? Like a cop car. It's
That's
called-
it. That's an
Officer?
Anwar
That's
ass song,
Officer?
bro. That's an Anwar
so
ass
halfway
song.
into your list, you know what I'm gonna say to you, and I'm not saying this in an offensive way.
Yeah.
It don't sound like you're a big Wayne fan.
No, not a big one.
First song I would have
Y'all
said
know who I'm a big
Hustler
fan of.
Music or like Grown Man or some shit.
Phone Home was a really good song.
Because you naming songs that like to me, and it's all subjective. So I'm not
Sure.
saying I'm right and you're wrong.
Sure.
6'7" being on the top 5 of anything.
That was
Lil
honestly
Wayne,
crazy as fuck.
It's
to me.
crazy. It's like for you to have a top 5 and you haven't even thought about a milli, but you named 6'7".
I did think about it,
It's
but
crazy.
I get what you're saying. It's all about like, particularly, no, not the biggest Wayne head. I was late.
Okay, that makes sense. That context, if I knew it before, it would have made a lot more sense.
Like maybe I came in on Carter 3, but like wasn't even really.
Mhm.
And there's so much magic in 1 and 2.
I know that for a fact because none of the songs you named are a mixtape song.
Right.
I think best Lil Wayne is not even on the albums.
Mm-hmm.
So any person who's a real Wayne fan, I don't even think 6'7" is in a mind.
My first
Nightmares
Sorry
at
for the
Bottom
Wait
name.
was like maybe Sorry for the Wait 4. Like my first
Oh,
Sorry for the
I
Wait.
was done listening to him at that point. I wasn't even checking.
That's
for
when I
them
was
shits.
fucking with Wayne, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I felt like I already knew like it was just different from the old Wayne when he started doing like all that like I'm a remix, take your song, remix it. It was just like that shit was raw.
That shit was
That shit was raw to me. But
None
Like,
of your shit
I'll
got
tell you-
named
still
for the Drought 3
I'll tell you something.
dedication.
come on,
I
man.
used
Come
to
on,
see
that
on
nigga got
social
fucking
media
shit, bro.
the like
That's my goat.
everybody talks about the lighter
That
flick.
ass.
Even to me,
And I didn't know nothing about the and I'd be like, what's
but
this lighter
people
flick
who,
thing?
People who would mention that,
We might have to end this. This nigga didn't know the lighter flick.
no.
but people who mention that to me, I don't even look at them right
Because
Really?
some of Wayne classic shit, he not even doing. The Drought 3, he's not doing that on.
Wow.
Dedication 1 and 2, he's not doing that on.
Dedication, yeah.
That started at like No Ceiling, Sorry for the Wait, which is
Right. Okay.
that's the almost to the end of his prime.
Mm-hmm.
But Wayne, like you said, Hustler Music. That's when like that's Carter 2. It's the Dedication 1 with DJ Drama. Dedication 2. That's the Cannon remix.
Oh, what's the one where he got? Fuck, bro. Now I gotta go look at it, bro.
We talking about I Can't Feel My Face with Joel Santana.
Uh-huh.
We talking about
Fuck,
all
bro,
all the
this song
features.
finna make me mad.
They know.
Yeah.
They know. Like top 5 Wayne song. I don't even have a top 5, but like I got shit with Wayne that like
Yeah.
it like you probably never even heard of.
I'm not even going to use an excuse, but I do feel like I missed that wave a little bit, especially when we was with RDC and we was in Cleveland and we was sitting on them steps and everybody was, and just the thing that I just noticed is I think I was the youngest one there. But again, we're only talking about 4 years.
But you have to understand too, you can't be too hard on yourself, because I don't even think that conversation was like me, Leland,
and I got
Mark.
another thing for you. Yeah.
And I think they are way crazy Wayne heads.
I was thinking about Comfortable.
The other-
Babyface.
The other thing that I was gonna say is like me, no big bro, female dominated household, and like my older sister playing Taylor Swift. So my whole
Man, that shit don't count. I got a big brother, didn't live with me, all sisters in my crib. We going to that Wayne.
bro,
I'm just talking shit.
you know what I'm saying. So it's
My
like
dad and mom ain't listening to Lil Wayne like that.
so it's
And I was only child.
it's things that my cousin be like tweaking out on me about, like just because I ain't really like playing the game, Call of Duty, like video game, like
Yeah, what the hell was you doing?
there's just a lot of like typical guy things from
What
our.
was you doing though?
My mom didn't want me to play basketball, so like I
Holy
I
shit.
wasn't allowed to play. She put me in soccer though. She let me play golf, but she wouldn't let me hoop. So it's
What's
swear
the mindset behind that?
it's a whole thing.
Because
Yeah.
I would say soccer and basketball are so similar as far as physicality goes.
I played soccer and a little
I
bit
don't
of
want to
t-ball as a
say
kid.
the differences
It's-
that pop in
That-
my
well,
mind.
He was
Well,
gonna
no.
talk about some
it's
certain.
You can't play basketball or football, but you can play golf and soccer.
I had to like beg to kind of to hoop or whatever.
You
But
probably couldn't listen to Chris Brown, but you could listen to Taylor Swift.
I could listen to CB. We did
Okay,
we did a lot of R&B in the
Okay,
crib.
okay.
But you know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily relate to, or like it's just a different.
But that's why these conversations can help you feeling it's never too late.
Absolutely.
So now if you never heard Dedication 2 or 1 or 3 by Lil Wayne, and I'm telling you, that's a big part.
I just took a mental note.
Now you're gonna
I
get
literally
on those.
just took a mental note.
Don't be like him.
Nah.
We'll tell Darrick some shit and he'll just ignore it.
Nah.
And then be like, oh yeah.
But I didn't have a lot of experiences of like, oh, we all hanging out, we playing the game, or we finna go and like.
But no,
hoop
that's
together.
what I meant to ask you. What was you doing then? Like when you say you wasn't on the Wayne shit, you caught it late. Who were you listening to in 2009? Because Lil Wayne,
I was getting
That shit was on my
unavoidable.
MP3. That was on my MP3.
I was
unavoidable.
getting like Usher albums on my birthday. Like I was getting Usher CDs on my
not in
birthday.
2009.
On my
What is that?
birthday.
Oh my god,
I
baby,
don't
let
know.
me love you. Now.
But
They call me King Hove Copy.
Drake, So Far Gone. Like I was
Okay, So Far
I
Gone.
pumped
So
like
Far Gone is the man.
and
And
my-
Wayne is
my
all
sister-
over that motherfucker,
Yeah, he
tap
is.
dancing circles around Drake. If we being honest,
my sister calls it Trey Songz Drake, and I'll be like, those it's like, but
Trey
that
Songz
era of
Drake.
Drake, she calls it Trey Songz Drake,
she's wild.
and I'd be like, chill, whoa,
Yeah.
chill.
Didn't Drake have a bar about that? Not about that
He
specifically.
bigger
but
than Trey Songz or
yeah,
some
somebody
shit.
said
Yeah,
I'll
he
never be
does,
bigger
he
than Trey
does, he
Songz
does
or
have a
something.
bar like that.
I mean, Trey Songz was looking out heavy for him back then.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
Trey Songz on top of the world for a minute.
He
Yeah.
was.
One of his songs on my MySpace
I need a
page.
girl. who's gonna- Yeah,
Mhm.
But I did a lot of R&B, like R&B heavy. I did a lot. Yeah.
I fucked with R&B too. I
Yeah.
still do.
That's all I listen to.
I listen to
I
so
listen to
much,
like a lot of slower shit.
but that's why I be so opinionated with music and so
Yeah.
like because that's all I do.
Mhm.
All I do is listen to music. So it's like it be people who be in these conversations about music and certain things,
Yeah.
but they don't really listen. So
Yeah.
I feel
No,
I'll
I feel
have a
that for
discussion
sure.
with my girl and be like, I know that's your guy Eminem.
Right.
Let me tell you something, sweetheart. That nigga ain't really like because I did my homework. I paid my dues. I went back and listened to that That's why I took a walk in the park a couple of days ago, and I texted my auntie like, "Yo, hey auntie, TT ain't seen you in a minute. Miss you, love you. I'm walking, playing this Lil Wayne song, and I'm thinking about you because I used to go to her house when Lil Wayne was a dude and go on LimeWire, and get my shit on my
Fuck
MP3.
her whole computer up.
I fucked up so many of her laptops.
Me too. I got the letters in the mail.
So I like what?
LimeWire, they send you letters in the mail that you downloading illegal stuff.
Oh,
and
you
that,
almost got
and that they'll like fine you.
Put in jail.
I ain't never
And,
got
and
that.
my pops would be like, "Hey, you gotta stop doing that because they gonna fine us." And
I ain't never get that.
Yeah,
But
I
I
got-
went
I-
out as a kid.
Oh yeah, I never get that either.
In my summers, I used to go to my auntie crib for like weekends or
Yeah.
stretches, and I would literally homework. So what I found out at an early age was this thing called Wikipedia.
yeah,
So I think about these names of who have I heard that I don't know that well. Oh, my mom used to talk about LL Cool J. So I go to Wikipedia. His discography is there, and they tell you the album,
Right.
the track listing, everything. So I would go on LimeWire and get every song, and I would have blanks. It's still
Right.
in my mom's storage. I got the entire Nas discography on blank CDs.
You
I'm
don't
talking
you don't want to admit that. They
from
will come
album-
for you
from
20 years
album
later.
1 to 10. This shit was 20 years ago.
Wow,
They
yeah.
can come after me now. They ain't gonna find shit.
yeah.
And that's how I got introduced. And a lot of shit you go through and you find out this shit ain't really for me, but
That's
know.
real too.
You
but
know.
at least like, and it's funny that you said walk because I've been trying to like 10K steps, working out, all that, whatever. But like I'll walk and like watch a movie or like I got a walk plan tomorrow trying to get 10K steps, and I've been wanting to listen to like some old Jay-Z stuff that I don't like. I could not. I probably heard of a song. I couldn't tell you, what songs are on the blueprint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
And-
my.
and
like,
I
gotta be
really
looking
love
at that shit and be
Jay-Z.
like, I know that fucking song. See, I wouldn't be doing it like
You
that.
love Jay-Z?
I do love Jay-Z, so I would like to have the credibility to be able, you know what I'm saying?
That-
you have
See,
to
I
do
can't
the
do that
work.
type of shit.
If you want to be a fan and you want to claim that title, there's work that you have to do to.
That was my main motivator all my life, and wanted to be in conversations to have the knowledge, because you get into conversations and people be so opinionated and they don't even know what the fuck they talking about.
1,000%.
So I used to be like, man, I want to talk about this music shit. I want to be able to know, because I'll say something to my dad, and my dad would be like, man, you don't even know this.
right.
I'd be like, oh, okay, you right. So next time I'm gonna come and talk to you, pops, I'm gonna know Nas' first two albums. I can't call him trash. And so I done listened to so much music, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. I'm talking about, I was 11 talking about, Mom, for my birthday, can you give me 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang?
Wow.
And like my mom, at one point, my mom when I was younger worked at Target. So I got to the point where I knew how music worked.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I got into music and being a man. I knew that Tuesday was the releases because my mom had the shit in the back room. So I got albums that you wouldn't even guess.
Right.
I got a Mike Jones album. I got fucking.
That's crazy.
I got Soulja Boy albums.
Yeah.
I Soulja Boy Tell 'Em. Like, that's what the go ahead that bird walk.
You got Crank That on there?
No. This is the second one after Crank That.
Oh.
This is what Kiss Me Through the Phone and shit
Okay.
like that.
Shit.
Turn My Swag On.
Turn My
It's
Swag
that album.
On,
I got,
yeah.
because my mom used to just get them. I got an Eminem album, Relapse, with
Right.
with the pills making his face, because it's just like,
Yeah.
I love music so much. So I listen to trap shit. I can tell you Waka Flocka shit. I can tell you his best projects. I can tell you lyrical shit. Most Def.
Right.
They was playing the panties when we was getting tailored for the suits. I could tell you Jay-Z shit. He put me on MF Doom. And it took me a while to catch the MF Doom shit. He kept telling me MF Doom, MF Doom. I'm like, how do you listen to this shit? And then I got into that place. And that's why I be telling people, music is a mood thing.
Yeah.
It is.
I try to put you onto an artist and you not in that mood, or he making
not
summertime
gonna hit.
music, and I'm telling you in the winter, it won't hit. So a lot of artists, niggas be saying they weak, but you might have to just catch them in the right period. You
You know
know
what's the best though? Have you ever been like out, like say you at like a club or you at a concert or whatever, and you hear a song and it just hits in the moment, and from like that point on, you like, that song is a fucking banger.
Yeah.
And it changed your opinion on it. Like,
I think
I
that's
love
why-
when that happens.
I think that's why concerts are so key and important for artists.
Yeah.
Because a song that was like that for me, it's not that I thought it was weak, but they just played it so much.
It just
I kinda
changed your
got tired
opinion
of
on
it.
it.
Was Just Hold On, We're Going Home.
Mm-hmm.
That
Oh,
dominated
yeah.
the radio so much that it's like, fuck that song.
Right.
And then Drake performed it,
Yeah.
and they had him in the air circling around doing this shit. and I was like, this song is beautiful.
It is.
The nigga's saying like 7 lines the whole song. He's not even really saying much, but
That's
it's
so
like,
real.
I'm like, oh, I like this song again. It's just like this song is like it's dope.
Yeah, that's
But
real.
I had got tired of it at that point. And then that's with anything. Though. I feel like I bet this happened to y'all. Everybody that can relate to this. When an album first comes out by an artist, it could be whoever artist it is. You have a song like this is my shit. And then it's like 3 months go by and it's like, oh, I'm tired of this song.
No, I do that shit all the time when I'm like, why the fuck do I have this song in my playlist?
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't even really like this song. It's just I added it in that
Drake
moment.
got a lot of those. Drake Will Be Fine on Take Care was my shit when it first came out. Will Be Fine, I'm cool on it. Hype on Views was like, that was my shit. It was like, I don't really want to
The hype, you know.
Yeah, like I it's kind of like over.
I'm not like I'm just so biased with Drake. I don't even like having debates and conversations because I just know I'm not
Well,
gonna be.
The motto's the song that I don't really.
But
Certain songs just don't age.
I
well.
will say
You need to have those conversations. You should never be so biased that you can't say your favorite artist's song didn't age well.
I just like it's bad. Like literally the drink that I had for Cinco de Mayo, it was something that Drake was sipping on in the TikTok, and I was like, I went and did the research and found what the drink was. It was some.
So you're a stan.
Yeah, you're a
He hasn't put out anything that I don't like. But I will say, listening
you are
to
programmed, brother.
I just no. It's at a.
What's the worst Drake song ever?
What's the worst Drake song ever? The one that I'm skipping the most just because I play the album all the time is
What's the worst? Not that you're tired of. What's the worst Drake song?
The worst Drake
I don't
song
want you to
ever.
put no emphasis on it to make it change from it being his worst song. Because you're like, oh, I played this too much. I just tired of it. No. What's his worst song that you heard and you're like, this is not it? It has to exist. It has to.
I'm not
We
the guy
not
for that.
17. If we were 17, I would get it.
I'm
But
not the guy for that. What I was gonna say was that
you cannot tell me "Way Too Sexy" is a top tier Drake song.
that's what I was gonna
I was
say.
thinking about that song, but
I love CLB.
I've also
Ratchet Happy Birthday is a great song to you.
it's all
Yeah.
right.
I like Ratchet Happy Birthday.
But hey,
That's not what he actually says. Is it a great song to you?
Is it a great song? It's smart. I like it.
you know what
He
song?
asked-
There
Is it
has
a
not been a
great
Drake
song?
release that I was like, let's fucking go in a very long time.
I don't know. Ratchet Happy
Really?
Birthday is the song that I skip. I don't really care for that song. It
You know what
annoys me.
song I really can't stand by Drake? And this is like a Drake and Future song. Big Rings. I cannot stand
Rings?
that song, bro.
Yeah.
I played that song to the ground.
I cannot stand
played
that
that
song.
And you just heard it
I
during
skipped
I think
that
it was
one.
in the
during
moment it
playoffs,
was in
too.
there.
So it was playing a lot too.
I
I
skipped
just
that
can't
one.
stand it, bro.
I go back to that album more than I think most
Don't
people
get me,
do.
don't get me wrong. I don't think there's a bigger Drake fan out there than myself.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
he
realize
got
how
some-
much
he-
I
he got
listened to
some shit
Drake
that
until I
just-
started streaming.
Right.
And the only reason it's like that is because he's Drake.
Right.
So it's like,
But even then, I be thinking to myself, like, bro, even with all the like quote unquote, not so good shit that he's put out, the top of the line shit, he has shit that's not even like that would be like middle of the pack for him. But I'd be like, bro, I could repeat this shit all damn day.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs is Draft Day. I could play that shit.
Yeah.
because that's a great
John
song.
I would put that
Manziel.
bitch on
Ransom
repeat the
is a
whole
really good
Five
song.
day.
years later, how am I
It's
the
like-
man still?
So when he has a song like that
Mhm.
and he comes with Ratchet Happy Birthday, you can't tell me that Ratchet Happy Birthday is a great song.
It's you know what it is, and I use the word bias. I personally don't feel like I'm biased, but I use the
You
word.
are.
I use the word
You are
bias
biased.
so
I'll-
people can
Howard,
understand.
you're biased.
He
Anwar, you
he
had
literally
the Drake Air Force Ones, but not the regular
You
Air
just told
Force
us you
Ones.
drank a drink because you saw him drinking it at 25 years
When
old.
I tell you, bro, I just like the way the brother
so if
moves.
Drake start wearing Reebok, you would wear it.
No,
Yes, you would.
no, I wouldn't.
If Drake signed with Reebok
and I'm
put
always,
out,
He 100%
based
he's
off
buying
everything
that
you
shit.
just said, you would wear
100% he's
Reebok
buying that
because
shit.
Drake's.
I don't have them OVO 8s.
You would get him if you could.
Nope.
Hey.
I could get them.
Uh-oh.
Don't do that. I could get them.
Uh-oh.
No, don't do that. I could go on StockX and cop
I mean,
them.
okay, you're right. I apologize. I did say that wrong. You're right. You're absolutely right. You
I
could
don't
get,
like
you
them.
could get them.
I don't like them.
So you like those them Air Force Ones is a better shoe than the OVO 8s? Just off exclusivity, that shoe is better. Just off exclusivity, and I almost
I'm not gonna wear them
I almost
OVO
wore 'em
8s
today. I almost wore them
I'm
today.
not gonna wear
That's
those.
crazy that
I'm
you
not gonna
said
wear the
that.
OVO 8s.
I might wear them to your birthday party.
I do I like the material on them and everything like that, but no, I'm good. I'm good on those.
Them is-
The OVO
them is-
12s, the
them is-
OVO 8s.
The
I'm
OVO 12s is whatever, but those
sleeping
are,
on them, babe. I'm
those
sleepy.
are fucking up them Air Force Ones. Them Air Force Ones is the most average non-creative shoe that I've seen in a very long. That was so simple and easy. That Nocta shoe that they have.
But that's what
that shoe is weak as
them
shit.
high steppers. No, I'm good on those.
Them shit is weak.
But with the forces, but that's what I want. I don't want all that. I don't want a billion color. Like the undefeated forces are cool. I want a plain Jane, all white
If Drake
force,
signed
but just
with
with a
Reebok-
little bit of
Fuck Reebok. If
Sprinkle.
he took that Snoop Dogg check, you on them sketches.
no.
It's hard
No.
for me to not believe.
I don't have a lot of OVO merch. I don't have a lot. Like I might have one shirt and one hat.
But you'll drink what he's drinking on TikTok.
Because-
I would much rather you have the OVO merch.
I admire his taste, like the things that he like, the decisions he's making, the choices he makes. He makes music for women. His motivation is women. I don't care about y'all. What the ladies on, and that's what I
That's
make
cap.
music for. That's his
cap.
that mentality.
That's cap.
I
He doesn't
love
make
that.
music strictly for women.
That's cap.
But he's thinking about he's just engineered like that. He's literally like, oh, this gonna bop. They gonna sing this. This is how they think. Even my side girl got a 5S with the screen crack. It's just like the relatability. The like you can visualize it. You can see that. Like
But that's not something that's for women. Like that bar isn't a bar that's like women are hearing that and like, oh yeah.
I know a lot of girls with a 5S with the screen crack when that came out though. Like you know what I'm saying? So
Anwar, no. Come on, bro. You're doing what they were doing yesterday. Him and Kyron were literally talking about a restaurant. Like, oh, it's so good because they season the food. They didn't even understand how the fuck stupid sounded. You
Yeah.
doing the same thing. I knew a lot of girls with the 5S screen crack.
no.
You're overly trying to relate to the line.
No. It's just
It's no way you just know a bunch of girls who just had that 5S screen
I had
crack.
the 5C in my shoes. My shoe was cracked.
It's just making it overrelated.
nah.
I
man,
remember I used to take my uncle's car. So when he was talking about I had to take my uncle's car, I used to just,
Drake just has a high level of relatability for me personally.
no,
He moves
but
high.
It's not just for you. Drake intentionally makes his music to be that way. That's why he's the best in the game. He goes out of his way to make shit super relatable. That's no secret.
I sing Get Along Better. Like I wrote that fucking song.
Yeah, like that's his whole thing. It's a science to what he does.
But
so for you to,
But what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily the fact that of that lyric specifically, but the mentality of how he's going about his artistry to create things
but if
that
that's the
people
case,
can.
but if that's the case, you would have a lot more admiration for a lot of artists because a lot of artists are doing that. That's
But
a science in
it-
music.
So it's like he's going for that mainstream, but he's bringing a level of quality with it too. And I just like that mentality, man.
But
And
the level of quality hasn't been there as well. It's Way Too Sexy is not quality to me
I
as a
skipped that
as
song.
a true Drake
and
fan.
I agree, and
I ain't gonna lie, that song go hard.
and I
What,
agree
in
with
the
you.
right
Way
setting.
too sexy. In the right
In the right
setting, that
setting,
song
Too
go
Sexy do
hard.
go crazy.
But
I don't know.
but I understand.
It do.
But I understand the virality, and I understand
But that don't make
the
the song hard
strategy
to
of
me.
it. The strategy
Yeah.
of it.
No,
when you
for
think
real.
about the project holistically.
I mean, that shit-
Because, I mean, y'all-
and I'm
y'all
gonna pop
right.
that
I
off
mean,
as
no,
the single.
but again,
And
that
I'm
was
gonna
a
do the music video on a boat and like and we're gonna play that for the jokes and for the laughs and the memes.
But this is what artists do though. So that's what I'm saying is makes it biased to Drake.
But ain't nobody doing it like Drake though.
I understand. I'm a Drake fan.
He's the
Right.
biggest artist in the world.
Yeah, I understand it. But I'm just saying it's a level of biasness that kind of can get crazy.
No, I completely
It's
agree.
like the LeBron James fans that make up all the excuses when he loses in the finals. He just got outplayed.
Right.
Or it'll be like, I feel like there's a lot of artists out there, and I'm just throwing out names. It could be like Lil Baby throw some shit out, and he has a lot of shit now that back in the day, Lil Baby used to
Did I
have
miss?
one through whatever. You could play that shit all the way through.
Talk to him, Mike.
Nowadays, his shit, he's probably got like 6-7 songs that sound the exact same.
That shit was not it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just being real. And it's just, I fuck with Lil Baby, but it's just like, you just gotta call a spade a spade.
Call a spade a spade.
I'm not big on Baby, but I get what you're saying.
Call a spade.
That'd be Cardi fans too. Cardi the best. Cardi has got 3 good songs.
I like Honestly Nevermind.
Drake got that shit, but it's just like I don't know. I just feel like when you're a Drake fan, it comes from seeing him be that guy, and anything less than being that guy is kind of you know what I
I
mean.
don't really like Honestly Nevermind.
I don't like it either because you know why? I've been waiting for Drake to be the best rapper.
And I didn't feel like that was him at his best.
Well, he wasn't rapping.
I mean,
He wasn't rapping.
That
He
shit is
wasn't
a whole.
rapping.
It's like a dance.
He's given a
Literally like the dance category.
all I want from you is to give me 10.
Then what?
5
Wayne
a.m.
did the rock album with
That wasn't.
I hated that shit.
I didn't like
Was
that
that
album.
Re-
But
what-
what's the
Rebirth, I think?
what's
Yeah,
he's got
Rebirth.
one
That shit
song
sucked.
on
How to
there.
Love,
How to Love. I don't think it's How to Love. I
Prom
think.
Queen
Yeah, Prom Queen.
with Nicki.
The Prom
Oh no,
Queen, the
the
Prom
one with
Queen.
Nicki was like it was a different one.
Right.
But I want Drake to be that. I want him to be that rapper. Like he hasn't given us an album where it's 5 a.m. in Toronto, it's 9 a.m. in Dallas.
Right. He hasn't done that.
I would just listen
7
to,
p.m. on Bridal Path, where he just raps. But he's given us.
I don't think he wants to.
but he gives us the.
necessarily.
I was
Well,
listening to
clearly he
Western
doesn't
Road Flows
if he's been
yesterday.
putting all this.
But
Other,
it's like.
but if you think about So Far Gone, it's got that one song with Likely a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of like, so I just feel like that's been Drake since the beginning. And obviously he's had a couple projects before So Far Gone, but that was the
It's I understand it's Drake, but when you call yourself the best,
yeah.
Yeah.
you gotta go out there.
Cause
and
he
rap.
always be having them lines too, talking about like that boy singing when he know he can spit or
When he
like
know
all
he can
that type
spit,
of shit. Cause
So he takes
trying-
like to me he takes
Yeah.
pride in that. So he
But how much pride are you taking it if you're not giving us what you claim you're the best at?
right.
Drake says, I'm the best out. I'm the best rapper. He says all of these things, then be the best rapper. Because then you put out the one that had free smoke, and you it's just a playlist. It's just a playlist. It's not an album. It's just a playlist. And it's like, he's tactical, and I give him that. But it's like, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me.
That album had like two or three good songs.
I just like
To
who
me.
he I like
No,
who
he
he
got
is
some shit on there.
as an artist top
Yeah, it was
top
like
to
3 or
bottom.
4 songs.
No, he got more than 3 or 4.
Wait,
Yeah, he's got more
what
than
album
3
is
to
that?
4
That
on
four
that.
four
More
two.
life, more life.
Yeah.
Whoa, that
More
shit got
Life, man.
bangers.
It's got
on
He
more
got
than
bangers
2,
on there.
3.
Hey, I'm gonna name some songs up
Passion
here.
Fruit
I
is
like
on there.
Teenage Fever.
Teenage
Fever's
Fever,
greatest
you
song
better
of
be
all time.
playing. Hey, I got
Teenage
at least a
Fever.
million. I got a million streams by myself with Teenage Fever.
Wait, just off the.
Get it together.
Do Not Disturb.
Get It
Ice
Together
Melt,
is that shit.
Do Not Disturb.
Ice
Melts.
Melts.
Fake Love.
Ooh.
Can't Have Everything.
Ooh.
Lose You.
Ooh.
Teenage Fever.
Ooh.
Nothing's
Really
into
good.
somethings.
Yes, nothing's
Nothing
into
into something is
Uh,
that shit.
My-
Sacrifices. Portland.
Yeah.
Blim.
Nah, you
Five.
right.
Yeah, that's a
Passion
screen
Fruit.
crack.
He got more than.
He got
3
a
or
lot.
4
No,
on
that's
there.
not. He got a lot
Yeah.
of. He got a lot of shit on there.
Some of these
I'm not
songs I
big
was
on
too,
Glow.
bro.
Some people love Glow. With
I like
Kanye.
I like Glow.
I like
I'll
Glow.
throw Glow in there. Some people like I ain't my favorite, but
I just think he was like that's the type of
Did I
artist for
lose
me.
you?
Like he's got the versatility that I
said
like.
lose.
To each his own.
I really love an island ting. I really like UK culture. I really like he's
He
very
told his story and he made his story.
you know what?
Looking at
and
it.
I recite that, bro. The only one that got the gift without the curse. I recite that all the time. That line
told-
right
I
there.
told my
I told
story,
my
and I-
story, made his story, and then I'd be like, I can't
You
even
feel-
tell y'all
you
because
feel
y'all
like,
about to
yeah,
pry
you
me.
told my
Because
story.
y'all about to pry. Nah, because I'm gonna go up to Drake and I'd be like, hey, bro, you told your story, you made.
I was listening to Western
you
Road
gonna
Flows
meet Drake
yesterday.
and he's not gonna like you.
Don't say that.
I am gonna
why
say
we
it.
why are we putting that into the world? That's mean.
Because you're going.
That's mean,
because
P.
because you're going to be too much of a fan.
No, I'm not. I know how to be smooth. I'm gonna be smooth as hell.
You're gonna fuck
Did you
it
see
up.
No,
that?
I'm not.
Did you see the TikTok of the girl in
I'm
in
gonna
like
be,
Florida?
I'm gonna be so chill.
She went to the bar and like
Yep.
Drake came and like sat down and like
Like, what
had
the fuck
lunch.
Drake doing?
I saw that.
Yeah, like they had lunch together and shit. Would you be able to be that calm in that setting?
Chill vibes. Oh, what's good, bro?
Hell no.
I swear on everything.
Hell no.
Y'all don't know me.
No.
Y'all don't know me.
No,
Y'all don't know
What's
me.
good, bro?
no, no.
Y'all
way.
know me. Oh,
No
what's
way.
good, bro?
No way.
So if we in Miami, we sitting down at a bar or something,
Chilling.
and Drake just coming.
Chilling.
Mm-mm.
Chilling. Swear.
You're too much of a fan, and you're gonna want that picture. You're
Nope.
gonna want that.
I'm not asking for
telling
no
you.
picture.
I'm telling you.
I'm not asking for no picture.
He lied.
Because
Hey.
I'm long term. Because I'm strategic like Drake.
You literally.
Because I'm strategic like Drake. I'm thinking long
You
term.
literally.
One
But
moment.
Well, that's
Ain't
fucked
no
up.
long term with
moment-
Drake.
That's fucked up right there. That's
What?
fucked up right there.
That's
Don't ever try to strategically find your way
Nah,
to be my friend.
nah,
And-
no,
and
no,
then
no,
too,
not even
ain't no-
that.
Drake-
Strategically
that
trying to be
Drake-
somebody friend is crazy.
That instance with Drake
Me
is
and
probably
bro
like a
would get
one-time
along.
thing, bro.
One-time
You're not
thing.
finna just keep running into this nigga.
Yeah.
bro.
Me and bro would get along for real.
The reason I just feel like if you're at a point where you fuck with somebody so much that you drinking what they drink based off of a TikTok, if you can't tell, you still have an answer. Give me 3 of his worst songs. You told me I'm not the guy for that. I think when you have a circle, you want people that could be in your circle who can be able to have enough confidence in themselves to be able to say, that wasn't your best.
That's different.
A guy that I manage is literally my best friend.
That's different.
And I have to be able to tell him that wasn't it.
I am that friend of my friend group. So like that's
But
different.
why can't you do it for a stranger he's not even gonna see this?
Like worst song is just it's just crazy. Like I don't think about his songs in that way. I don't think about the music in that way.
That's crazy.
But I'll tell you,
Anwar.
like I skip Way Too
Anwar,
Sexy.
Anwar,
I skip Big Rings.
Anwar, self-reflection, self-accountability. That is
Exactly.
crazy. I don't think of his music in that way.
Like, oh, this is his worst song. I don't know. That's not a thought.
Do you think that way about other artists?
He has to.
1,000%. 1,000%.
He did say he's not the good guy for it though, so he already knows.
I'm not the guy because I like the bars, I like the messaging, I like the branding.
But that's why I say you're
storytelling.
programmed, because you're liking it because it comes from him. Because there's other people who do what he does that you're not giving a fuck about.
But I appreciate with something like, you know what I'm saying? There's other brands or different things like that I just feel like, man, like target demographic, hand raised, like they put out.
I just haven't heard you talk about anything else like this.
Because nothing else like this never misses. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How did you feel when Drake had the ghostwriting allegations? Not even allegations.
When he was on Tim Westwood and he had the BlackBerry talking about freestyle.
yeah.
Because as like I said, I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that's as big. And you're a different. You're not even a fan at this point.
Was
but
Pusha T's track decent to you?
That's so right. We could talk about that because it's hard for me. Push came out for Jerry's Adidas event,
Okay.
and he said a bar. He said, we not worried about them other niggas because we them other niggas. And I was like, Push.
That weekend's bar.
And I put that in group chat. It was
Pusha
a whole
got some
thing.
shit. That was weak.
And I was like, oh man, like that was cold. Like that was cold.
Was
and,
this good to you?
And it's whoo. No, the story of Adidon and everything like that. I thought he chess match.
Oh my gosh, was it good to you? Yes or fucking no?
It was cool. It was cool. It was cool.
This is getting.
Hey.
This is getting weird.
Hold on.
I'm on the 6 side.
Hold on. Did you watch Degrassi?
Rated R. I watched a little bit of it, but my
That
mom
was rated.
Degrassi's not rated R. They were teenagers.
my mom would not let me watch Degrassi.
Okay. No, yeah.
But I mean,
don't
like,
think- I don't
Okay,
think it was
but you
rated
didn't
R.
go back into an adulthood because Drake is in it.
I know I didn't go back in adulthood, but I've seen clips and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's actually a good show.
Yeah.
Me and John used to watch that
My older
shit.
sister watched
Degrassi.
it, but I didn't
You
watch
should go back and
Degrassi.
watch. It's actually dope.
I didn't watch Degrassi.
They used to watch
Drake
that shit
aside,
after school
even when he
Okay.
exited the show or it's different
Yeah.
parts that wasn't including him, his character was good though. But even outside of him, it was a good show. I think it's a top teenage show. Every teenager should watch that fucking
Freaks
show.
and Geeks #1 though.
I've never seen that.
I'm very weird when it
At
comes
least
to
I don't
like
think so.
mute. Like I don't know if weird is the word, but like I don't.
No, let's go back to this point because I lost my train of thought. I don't mean to cut you off.
Sure.
When they came out with those allegations that turned out to be true because we had the reference tracks,
Mhm.
how did that make you feel as a Drake fan? Because as a true Drake fan, I had to sit there and be like, damn, that's an L.
I don't even know where Alligator.
I couldn't be. You can't be biased in that situation because the shit was true.
Yeah.
I don't look at Drake different. I still think he's a top rapper. He's still one of my favorites. J. Cole is my guy, but Drake is right there with him for me. It don't look. But I understood that. Damn, that's gonna tarnish, bro.
I've heard the 10 Bands reference track and different things like that. My just like me as a supporter or whatever, unwavering. It didn't really. And for me,
But did you accept the fact that was faulty?
The fact that nigga had to steal from Soulja Boy.
For me,
He on some shit.
it for me, I sort of went into just a collaboration
It's faulty.
of
Can
music.
you accept the fact that it's faulty?
Truly, and my homies.
I'm about to leave, bro.
crazy.
Because it's like it's hard for it to come out his mouth to just say like
It's
it
faulty.
was. Yeah.
I didn't really believe it.
Anwar,
Still to this day, I have
honest with you,
disbelief
Anwar.
with it.
You're in disbelief with it. That's great.
Like I heard the reference
Why
track
you
and
in
everything.
denial for something that happened to him?
It's just so.
Anwar, I'll put any money.
It's
on the
very much an
I'll put
interpretation
any
thing.
money on the table that I'm a bigger Drake fan than you.
It's
I
very
don't
much
know.
an
This last
interpretation.
30 minutes make me think that he is the biggest Drake fan in the world.
This is beyond fandom. I'm just keeping my shit at fandom. That was faulty. As a Drake fan,
It's an
who
interpretation.
I don't know anybody is a bigger Drake fan than myself. That was faulty. I can say that as a fan, it was faulty.
Can you? I don't even know what you're referencing. What
Creating
happened?
music is
When
so
he came out,
collaborative.
when he came out with, no, it's not. It can be, but it's not. We're not doing that. What happened was, if you're reading this, it's too late. There's a lot of songs on there, and the Meek Mill feature on his album, which was what's the Meek Mill feature? Him and Drake.
Yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue.
They were biting.
Rico.
Mm.
Rico, there's reference tracks of Quentin Miller doing the Drake verse. And there's certain parts where the lines are identical. There's certain parts where it ain't. But it's the flow. He put it out there for Drake to pattern. He gave Drake a reference track of this is how you're going to say it. This is how you start the verse.
Oh, okay.
And Drake was able to sing some lines here, but the delivery, it's just the difference is, and this is where fandom goes to a different level. You're programmed because if Quentin Miller says it, you don't like it. But hearing Drake's voice and knowing that Drake said it makes it a top 10 song to you, because that's what a reference track is. Mike says it, but I am the one that told him to stretch this line out. Instead of saying, I got bitches, I tell Mike, I got bitches. He gave him the whole flow and pattern. This is how you start out. And that's faulty. And as a Drake fan, I'm able to say that. That's some faulty shit.
That's some fucked up shit.
That's faulty. And that's where it takes it a different
Is
level.
that guy credited on like the songs and shit?
He was.
He is.
And all this shit blew up. And it fucked up his career because he got in the middle of the Drake and Meek Mill beef, and then they leaked the reference. He wasn't trying to do this to Drake. This is the opportunity for him.
Right,
He was
yeah,
eating off this shit. Drake was one of his favorite rappers. And then Drake wasn't fucking with him, Meek wasn't fucking with him, and now they back cool and they still don't fuck with him. Meek and his people jumped him at the Nike store.
Oh damn!
This nigga, his leg is amputated because he had a accident. Like he had his life has been kind of fucked up.
Fuck!
And he even spoke about it a lot of times where he's like,
that was going on.
where he's like, it's fucked up that my career is in the part of it is, and for these dudes to get back cool together,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm just here fucked up. That's a fucked up thing. That is fucked up. No love and admiration I have for Drake erases the fact that is number one fucked up, and that situation is faulty. And you being 24 or 25,
25.
there's no
Quarter
way in
life.
hell that you can't say that that's faulty because you like him.
Boy did 100 seasons.
You know, for me, it's just it's two parts of that. One, if Quentin put out good music, I would get down with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's why Drake had him write shit for him.
I just haven't heard. You know what I'm saying? If I heard good music, I'll be like, oh, it's dope music. So don't get into it. If you played to me a song that was a dope Quentin, I'll be like, oh, that's fire.
You heard it in Drake's on if you're reading this, it's too late.
That's hilarious.
It's the truth. If I wrote your verse,
I heard the 10 bands reference track.
If I wrote your verse,
I heard the 10 bands reference
to
track.
a popular song of yours, and a nigga told me I need to hear more. I want to hear you make some good music. I'll be like, nigga, I wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying. I definitely
and that's crazy to me that you know this and you didn't even check out Quentin. I immediately had to go hear some of this nigga shit.
Nah.
Right for Drake.
Nah.
My favorite artist. I gotta go listen.
You know what? I didn't. Truthfully,
if you found out somebody wrote Michael Jackson's 5 biggest songs, you wouldn't want to go see what they got or who they are?
I understand what you're saying contextually, but I also understand like singers can have songwriters, but obviously as a rapper, you write your own stuff. So I get what you're saying.
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
But then you told me collaboration is a part of music. So now you just contradicted yourself.
Which I understand. I used to work in a studio, and we would have people come in, and I just, I would record, get their mics right, different things like that. These were just amateurs coming in, working on their game or whatever. I worked at a library. They had a recording studio in there. And they would just kind of like freestyle to, type beats that they found on YouTube. And so I would be like, they were trying to like kind of come up with the lyrics of what they were gonna say. They freestyle. I'd be, oh, it'd be cool if like you went in and I would spit like a couple just to kind of get them. And one guy in particular got really upset with me that I was like feeding him lines essentially. Cause he's like, bro, like what you doing? Like I need to come up with this myself. And so that just kind of gives you a little insight to my mentality in terms of like I was just trying to help the kid out, but I understood he wanted a level of integrity to his music. He wanted to write it completely and not be like, oh, you know,
because that's what music
for rappers is exactly. So I completely understand. He was pressed, and I was
so knowing that and understanding that when we talk about the Drake situation, that doesn't define him or tarnish his career. It's hard for me to believe that you can't say that was faulty.
I don't know,
think
bro.
I just came out his mouth either.
I just don't see it that way. I just don't.
It's a big contradiction to save somebody that you don't know, and it doesn't harm him.
I know it don't harm him.
He himself knows it's faulty. So the fact that you can't say this nigga Drake knows, he knows.
That's by J. Cole.
That's why what?
J. Cole.
That's by J. Cole.
That she knows.
That she knows.
Look, you ain't even big J. Cole.
right.
This whole conversation, I just been listening.
Because it's crazy, Anwar.
Yeah,
This is problematic.
It's not gonna come out of my mouth. It's not gonna come out of my mouth. And the fact that
What's not the words of the
I get upset that
Thank you.
it went over my head. I'm gonna be real.
Bro, D-Mills is having,
It went over my head. I
this
don't.
nigga having a ball
Huh?
over there.
It's still over your head?
Yeah, I said you won't hear those words come out of my mouth, and
No,
then,
he said you won't hear. You said you won't hear it come out of my mouth. You ain't say words.
I said, oh, you won't hear that come out of my mouth, and then what did he say?
He said just the words.
Just
Or
the
it.
words.
Because you glazing. That's what he trying to say.
Oh yeah, over the head, over the head. I didn't catch. Damn. Nah, it just look.
I love the word glazing.
I don't see it that way, and
That shit's so funny
I
to
get
me.
upset when people people bring it up. Like I'll call him like, oh, he's top two. Like I say Drake. I say like, think about Wayne too, but you know I'll say like Jay, and then I'll say Drake, and I'll say when it's all said and done, though, I think Drake will take that top spot of
How do
GOAT.
you say Jay and you're not even familiar with his music?
Not all of his.
Well, he
music.
said he likes strategical guys. I think Jay falls into that territory, right?
But if you don't listen to his music, how strategical do you know he is?
He had a house in Dumbo that he bought for.
Dumbo.
That's that 444
What's-
shit though.
yeah,
But they ain't that
What
old,
Jay-Z
Jay.
albums aren't you? Do you know Reasonable Doubt?
No,
Do you know Volume 1,
no,
Volume 2?
no.
Do you know
A little bit of reasonable
Blueprint
doubt.
1?
I think if I heard it.
You know Blueprint 1?
No, the blueprints is something I've been saying. I got Blueprint 3.
See, that's the type of
Listen to
shit. Is like
Blueprint
I
one.
couldn't
Blueprint one is
tell you
really good.
what's on there, but if I like looked at
And that's
the
what I
song
was.
tracks,
That's
I'd
what
be
I was
like,
gonna say with Jay.
okay, yeah.
But I say I would
I
like to
also
be the
gotta
type
look at
of
the
Jay Z
discography.
fan that can be like naming songs off projects. But if you play like songs, I'd be like, oh yeah, I definitely know that song.
You know Dead Presidents?
Yes.
You better.
You know what album it's off of?
I don't know what album's off of.
No doubt. you know H to the Izzo?
People talk about the Black album a lot.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm
Do you
like,
know
I
the-
need to
do
know
you know
what's
the
on the
song?
Black album. I need to know the Black album. Like that's something big
Do you know
for
the
me.
song Cry?
Yeah.
Song Cry, yeah.
Okay.
You know what album that's on?
I don't know what album that's on.
The Blueprint.
The Blueprint.
One.
I played the Blueprint one
Have
time
you listen to
driving.
Girls?
Yeah,
That's
No, what's album that's on?
the Blueprint
One.
one. I played the Blueprint one time. I had a long drive and I was like, I'm gonna just play it, but it's not at the point where I got
Yeah.
it down like that.
I don't. I agree with the stance of like Jay and Drake as far as right now, like in
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying right
Biggie,
now.
Biggie, Pac, Nas, and
Wayne.
Wayne.
Yeah.
That's like some all time shit. But
Yes.
you can't. It's hard for me to say that you can have J1 basis off your own opinion. It sounds like you got J1 off the perception of him and how people
No.
view him because you're not that familiar with his music. If you don't know that Dead Presidents is on Reasonable Doubt, you're not that familiar with his music.
I just think it's different types of music listeners and how we kind of interact with music and rap and hip hop and different things like that.
I agree, but I think
So
when you
for-
consume anything, there's a way to consume some shit. You
I
can't
think-
tell me a person can't tell me that their favorite actor is Denzel and they can't name me 2 movies.
Yeah.
I think people can though. You know, there's
You
so
can
much.
tell me that. I mean, let's put this in there because I hate this thing too. Can a person
yeah, a person technically can do whatever the fuck they want to do. They can go out and fucking drive their car into the ocean if they wanted to.
Right.
Should they? Should a person tell you that Denzel Washington is their favorite actor and they can't name you 2 of his movies? You think a person should do that?
Didn't quite hear what you're saying. In that sense,
And that says
you can't name
it,
2
I
of his
think
movies,
it depends on the person.
and he's
For
your
one,
favorite.
If you're not like that with movies at all, and you don't really know actors,
That's what I was gonna say.
And Denzel Washington
You're
is
a
the only
casual
motherfucker
fan.
that you remember.
Yeah.
Then like maybe.
you're a
that
casual
person- At that point, it's
movie.
subjective
I don't think
more than
that person
objective.
will be walking around trying to enter those type of conversations.
Right.
Right.
So I never would even ask that person.
Mhm.
And hopefully, a person would just come and straight up say, I don't really watch enough movies to say that. Because
Right.
then you're creating lists of things based off what other people saying, what other people think, because you ain't even seen this nigga's movies. You just know that when people answer this question, they usually say Denzel, so I'm gonna say Denzel. That's the vibe I'm getting off the Jay-Z thing.
I think in that GOAT
You
talk,
not
I feel
that
like it's
familiar
more
with
of like
Jay?
a Biggie and Pac thing that people are
Jay
people,
name
and
is
you
there.
won't see you. No, but I'm saying I think if generally when someone's like when you're saying like someone's more echoing other people's opinions and
Yeah.
actually have their own that they formed.
Mhm.
You know, they talking about Biggie and Pac, but they don't know.
But I think that's because when you get to those type of conversations and you're talking with people who know it, there's consensus. So I think what those type of people are, they're smart enough to know this is my favorite and this is what it is. And that's what I try to tell a lot of people in this age. Your favorite is different from what's the best.
Right.
Right.
My favorite is Nas.
Right.
He's not the best fucking rapper to ever rap.
Understood.
I'm aware of that.
Understood.
This generation below us have a hard time griping and gripping the fact that their favorite isn't the best. Your
Right.
favorite player is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Handy dandy fine.
Sure.
He's not the best.
Yeah.
My favorite player is Paul George. I
Right.
wouldn't dare call him the best.
Right.
This generation don't know how to grasp that. Scotty Barnes
I
is on
agree.
my favorite team. He's my favorite player.
agree,
So
I
he's
agree.
better than everybody that I fucking see, which is untrue.
That
Right.
And that
nigga, he
happens
get
a
left
lot.
off some type of graph. He getting slept on.
I
real. And
agree.
Where he at?
That happens a lot
I
and
agree.
more than basketball and music. This is the artist I relate to and I like, so he's the best. It's not how it works.
Right.
And so when people say that, I don't think that they're echoing that. I just think that we've seen throughout the history
Yeah.
of rap from people who really know music and study it, what Biggie and Tupac did in that span,
Right.
at the ages they died at, when you really grasp that these motherfuckers died at 25,
Right.
26, I was still a baby at 25. I was in my mama's basement.
That's one of the things that I like. I love my parents for because they was old school. My mom, I think she has a birthday. It might be the same birthday as Tupac, but that's
Tupac.
all she do. All she do was she was listening to Tupac and
My mama
Biggie
too.
Smalls.
My mama
She
loved
listened to
Tupac.
all the old school
Really?
shit.
That's my
the
mama
Isley
number one.
brothers.
My mama number one is Tupac. She loved the Isley, but my mama number one is Tupac. My dad is Biggie.
My mom is such a Biggie and Tupac fan that she doesn't like cursing, but
they allow
it
you.
for them.
Thank
Me and my
you.
sister was like, why
Really?
can't we
Thank
listen to
you.
our music because it has
Thank
cursing? But
My
if
mama
I
do got
play,
the same beat as Tupac, by the way.
My mama
fuck
don't
your
listen to
bitch and the
rap.
click you
Playing
claim.
West Side when we ride, homie.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
He could do that.
Nah, my mom don't listen to rap, but that's interesting though. That's cool.
But yeah, that's why I say that. But if you sit up here and you tell me, which I appreciate the awareness of saying, hey, I need to dive into this Jay-Z dude.
Yeah.
But how can he be your number one over a dude who you know his whole catalog front to back? You can't put Jay over Drake when you know, or you don't even know Jay's music.
I like I said, I'm
Because the radio songs, 9 times out of 10, they're not the best in a person's catalog.
no. Ain't
know
nobody
that.
talking
One of
about
my
we gonna
favorite-
run this
one of
town
my
tonight.
favorite-
Ain't nobody's talking about that with Jay.
Favorite Jay-Z songs is Imaginary Players, bro.
Imagine.
I put that motherfucker on
That's
my
a
story
song you
once a
don't
year.
know.
I don't know that.
Once a year.
You can't.
I
so
don't
it's
know
hard.
that.
Let me not say you can't, because you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. People out here do heroin because that's what they want to do.
Right.
Don't mean you.
Holy
Don't mean you
shit.
should.
That took a turn, didn't
I'm
it?
just saying. I hate that comment. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. That shit is stupid to me. Everybody's entitled to one, but that don't mean everybody should have one. Anwar, I don't know shit about teeth. I should not go and have an opinion about dentist shit. But people have the logic that everybody's entitled to one, so I should go tell the dentist, man,
sound like a
no,
South
you're
Park
doing that
character.
shit wrong. He shouldn't wear braces just because I can.
Yeah.
I hate that mentality. That's dumb. You have to have a certain knowledge of, or familiarity of something to have an opinion. That it ain't just because you're a human. It's because you are you know. I'm able to listen to this nigga and say, and that shit there is top tier,
Right.
front to back. albums, not radio songs, not conversation, not celebrity, the music,
Yes.
the pure music.
Yes.
And so that's why I said what I said.
Yeah.
But you should dive into Jay-Z.
For real. Hey,
I'm late to diving into Jay-Z. I'm not ashamed. I'm not.
You said you
I'm
haven't.
definitely not ashamed.
You said you haven't, or you're going to.
No, like I've. It's like within the last year or so I've been listening to.
No,
shit
I
more.
forget. It was like a couple of summers ago, but it was one summer where all I did was listen to shit from like
That's a fact. I can stand by that
1995 from
because
like to like
This
2000.
nigga be in the game.
He's
or
listening
on
to
the
Big
stream,
L and shit.
and I
Right.
would be like, nigga, is that Ja Rule and
Ashanti.
Ashanti?
yeah, Mike, like, yeah, I'm just got this 90s playlist on. I'm like,
Oh, I love
respect
90s.
that.
Bro, he was
and,
playing one
2000s
game.
playlists.
We was playing. I think he was playing like 2K or some shit, and he was talking about on the pod. He was like, I just know like he was playing Pro Am or whatever, and I hear in the background that. Dun, 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 dun.
Damn, bitch doesn't rap.
Yeah.
But I was slowly seeing my boy educate himself, and he had the 90s on. I'm like, it'll take me a minute. I'm like, all them songs is old school.
Yeah.
Like, okay, might get into it. Then he'll play a Jay-Z song.
Right.
Then he play a Jay-Z, and then I'm like, oh, he playing a Jay-Z album.
I used to sleep on some real shit. I used to sleep hard on Jay-Z. Like
I
I
did
fucked
too,
with
yeah.
him, but it's just like he wasn't. I feel like I was part of that. Like I was on that Lil Wayne shit. I was on all like these other rappers.
Me
but
too.
It was
I had to
different
get back
substance
and
when you were
go.
younger.
I had to get back on, and I was like, damn, I was missing the fuck out.
Jay-Z he has a mature. What he's talking about is mature. So
Yeah.
in 09, I was telling my auntie is the big Jay-Z fan. In 09, I'm like, TT, Lil Wayne blowing your boy out the water. You tweaking that Jay-Z shit. Born is old. Is whatever. But when I got older and I went back and I went back and I went back and I was catching up on Jay in like high school.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, he talking that big boy. Because when you young, you look at, you don't even understand when you young that a flooded Rolex
Right.
is not as valuable as a plain chain Rolex.
Right.
Because you're young, you're dumb, you're stupid.
After factory diamonds.
You're stupid.
Right.
Yeah, anything that ain't the factory diamond, you just fucked up the value of a Rolex.
Yeah.
You don't know that. You don't understand that you don't have to have spinners on your car for you to have a
Nah, he just.
Jay-Z is like, nigga, you could be fly with a button up. You don't have to have fucking.
No, that's what I love about Jay-Z is he just always got that like that big boss to him. Like
I like that
he talking
content
about, I'm on
though.
the block with my. He said I'm on the block like I'm 8 feet tall. Then he say I'm in the drop with the AC on. I'm like, come on. Now.
But he do his differently.
Yeah.
Because Rick Ross, you see, he kind of like,
Right.
he has that bullshit, but it's like, that's exactly what I'm going for.
Luxury
which is fine,
rap.
and I fuck with it. But Jay-Z come off like, it's just like, it's him.
Yeah.
It's him.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just what I do. Everything I do
Ain't
is
no
just
manicures
boss.
on board and switch your planes.
You feel me? You
Just
feel
boss
me?
shit.
I heard the song with him and Kanye, Otis.
Mhm.
Otis.
Great.
But I switched it for Richard. But I switched it. What he said. He talked. But I can't remember the line or how it specifically goes.
I know.
I know what
He was
line you're talking
about
about. Though.
a Rashard Miller.
Yes.
A decade ago.
A decade ago.
Every rapper is breaking their neck to show you that they have one.
Pharrell's got
He
pictures.
was talking about this shit a decade ago.
Pharrell.
Oh, he got that one line, bro. It's so many lines. off of
Pharrell
Imaginary
got
Players that he
pictures
got.
with RMs on like from 20 years ago.
Oh,
Pharrell
it's
got
one,
pictures
It's one
where-
drink he talking about. He's like, man, I was on that shit. Y'all still was drinking like beers or whatever. Like,
Yes,
I'm trying to think
yes,
what he was talking about,
Yes. He said he was drinking Cristal.
bro. Yeah.
A lot of y'all was, y'all was still drinking Cristal.
Me and Darrick just kind of just sitting here.
Jay-Z is wonderful.
No,
Bro.
yeah.
Jay-Z is
We just
Jay-Z
can't
is a talented
contribute
man.
much.
I didn't dive into Jay-Z that much, so I can't.
I don't know nothing about MF Doom.
That's not
I like to
fucking.
take
it's-
it
that's
one.
okay.
I like to go to one album at a time.
I would
and
never
just
try
play
to
it,
force
and then
anybody.
get
Or,
familiar with that album.
But I don't know. I have like maybe like for me, I see all the love and just like
it's scare the hoes music.
you know
You love Drake because of what he catered towards the women. You gonna hate MF Doom.
I could appreciate a lot of different things. I could appreciate a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always down to give something a shot. Like I'll definitely listen to some random. I'll listen to anything once. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. It took a while to. Get
This
them
is what
on.
he said. It wasn't on Otis. It was on that album, Watchathon. It was on Gotta Have It. He
Yep.
said, Beulah had a Mueller, but I
Oh,
switched it for a Miele because
Mhm.
I'm richer. And prior to this shit was moving freebase.
Crazy bar. Yep. Crazy
Yeah, it is
bar.
crazy because he's saying richer.
I thought it was
richer,
Mueller. I
richer.
thought Mueller was in that bar. Yeah, that was a crazy bar.
And that song came out in what, 20?
It
Richard
felt like
Pryor.
2010 or 2011, right?
20,
I feel like I was in middle school.
2011.
2011, 2012.
And
yeah.
we in
Oh,
2000.
What
that
made
was
me
freshman
how
year.
I knew is because LeBron and there's like a video of LeBron and KD working out, like
It is.
striving for greatness.
Yeah,
It's
they
on
playing football
YouTube.
and shit on
I
And
feel
they
like-
playing football
Yeah.
field
I felt
and
like
they
niggas
training
in Paris was
together.
all on like NBA type shit too.
Niggas in Paris
And
was huge.
he would play that like LeBron would play that album during his workouts on
You
his
gotta watch
little
the throne shoe.
boom box or whatever.
Yeah,
And
one
so
of his shoes is like a watch the throne.
I
theme
associate
shoe.
Watch the Throne and LeBron being in Miami. I kind of associate those two eras together.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all so much for watching and listening
A
to
lot of
this
peop-
almost 3-hour
thi-
episode.
this is-
Almost 3 hours.
I'm sorry it came this long.
They ain't gonna believe this shit. They ain't gonna think
This
he left the
this
camera running.
conversation is going to extend to Mike's party.
Oh Lord.
I'm taking in my responsibility as the big bro of this podcast group to have you be able to be comfortable to say something about Drake that isn't hyping him up.
I don't.
This nigga just did this.
I
You
just.
barely can even acknowledge that shit.
Look,
That thought
man.
is kind of making you sick.
I
He's
could talk
not-
about his clothing a lot. I don't like how he dressed. I could talk about.
Now I think you
it's
making
not-
up
but-
shit.
No, I said that. I said I don't like the shoes. They didn't. Then that was my thing. When I said I didn't like the 8s, then you to believe that I didn't like the 8s.
Because you like the one.
I love the one. I love the Force Ones.
That's
The
crazy.
them Air Force Ones.
That's
The
crazy.
Naka
Force
ones.
Ones was me.
I love those.
It wasn't much different from them.
It's everything that I wanted in an all white Air Force One. I don't like I don't like.
Do you
OG
just not like 8s?
I just don't like 8s.
Oh, we ending the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a
You
like,
just don't like
subscribe.
8s. I
Aqua.
thought you really just didn't
OG.
like
I like Aquas, but then
I
after
thought you
that
didn't
it's
like the
quiet.
shoe. I mean, I thought you just didn't like. I thought you maybe loved 8s, but hey, the Drake one was that. You just don't like 8s.
If you watch the entire episode,
What's your favorite Jordan?
3s.
3.
So
yeah,
if
it's a
he
3.
made an OVO 3, you would have them.
100%.
It depends.
It don't.
Yes, it
You're
does.
getting the
If
podcast.
you watch this whole 2-hour, 45-minute episode of Through the Wire, comment down below Drake is mid, because I know that Weezy be in the comment section, and that'll let you know you a real one. We appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Peace.